It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus. Windows and doors that go beyond.
All right, here we go. Draft night. The countdown has begun. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and CB. Boys, how we feeling? See, I'm almost at the point now where we're playing it too much because we're going to hear it so much tonight.
There's no such thing as playing that too much because after tonight, AR, it's really over. Then we won't hear.
Well, it goes into the weekend, right?
I'm saying,
on the ticker.
I don't know how many of us are really watching rounds 2 through 7. You know, CB's raising his hand because his team's picking in the second round. That's why he's going to watch. That's their first pick tomorrow.
Maybe
but yes,
they'll be trading up.
You could never play that enough. We have finally arrived. This is a national holiday. For me, I loved the first round of the NFL draft, and the Bears are officially on the clock.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You said it's a national holiday, and it's something that you love, and I get it. A lot of people do. A lot of people like it even better than actual games or sporting events. Is there a sporting event, like a major sporting event, that you would rank below this?
Wow.
Now, I understand it's if you don't like golf, you don't like tennis, you don't like this.
Yeah.
I understand why you wouldn't rank them higher. I guarantee you'd put the NFL draft over the Indy 500, right? If you're not into auto racing. So I get, but I'm just wondering where it kind of ranks for you.
For the things that I have a real passion about, so like obviously the Super Bowl, NFL playoffs, NBA finals. I am a big majors golf guy. And that's where I think the debate would begin for me. Like outside of the Masters, would I slot the NFL draft over the U.S. Open or PGA Championship? Probably.
Yeah.
And I love watching the majors Thursday through Sunday. So I'll probably go Super Bowl, NFL playoffs, college football playoffs, and then NBA finals, and then probably the NFL draft.
What's the Super Bowl of wrestling for you?
Oh, so that's WrestleMania.
All right. So would you watch WrestleMania instead of the draft? If you could only watch one.
Yeah.
Tonight's first round or WrestleMania?
So if you woke me up today and I hadn't watched WrestleMania 40, this past WrestleMania with The Rock and everybody coming back,
that's a big one.
I could either pick tonight to watch WrestleMania 40 that I haven't seen or watch the first round of the NFL draft.
With a 40.
I am going to...
Thank you.
I'm going to go with the NFL draft over WrestleMania.
Okay.
And you know how much I love wrestling.
Yeah, though, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to pick something, and if it was for me, I don't know where I would slot it. I mean, I'm certainly not watching the NFL draft over the Masters. I'm not watching it over the Super Bowl. I'm not watching it over...
CFP?
I guess it depends who's... No.
Okay.
No. For me, the games matter more than this. I'd have to get pretty down low before I pick the draft over a meaningful game or event. Like I'm not watching it over. Now, if you told me, hey, some indiscriminate game within a series, hey, you get to miss game 3 of the World Series to watch this, I might say, all right, yeah, because I'm going to get the other games. But if it's a meaningful game, like if it's a game 7, forget it. There's no game 7 in baseball, NBA, NHL that I would watch the draft over.
What about the Puppy Bowl? As a dog lover,
I would watch the NFL draft over the Puppy Bowl.
I didn't know.
Get it up.
I know you love dogs more than humans.
Last I checked, that doesn't need to be watched live.
Fair enough.
Like I think you could get a kick out of that if you just throw it on the DVR. But anyway, I was just trying to see where it kind of ranked for you, because I know it probably ranks even a little higher for you than me. It's very interesting. Chops is on the way out. I said, well, did you get the draft all figured out? You know where everybody's going? Like, yeah, we got it all figured out, right?
Nobody does.
Nobody does. What we do know is that Caleb Williams is going number 1.
That's all we know.
That's really what we do.
Well, and I feel pretty good about number 2. That's done as well.
Who is number 2 going to work for, man?
That's Jane Daniels.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels going to Washington, I think you could take that out of the oven and serve that up right now.
It's weird because those kind of swapped, right, a little bit. Like Jaden was below Drake May for a while, like a month and a half ago, and then as things got considered. Ultimately, I think you're right. It's Daniels, 6'4", 210, great athlete, can run. May's a little more of a project that we know has a high ceiling, but we just don't think he's bumped his head on it yet. And so let's go with Drake May at 3. Now, the Patriots are one of those teams where everyone's saying can't support that. Like, they can't support it. But here's the deal. Everyone is saying the same thing. Drake May is not starting day one anyway. He's waiting. He's getting coached. We're not going to throw him out there and stunt his growth. So maybe the Patriots are like, hey, as long as we got the guy, we're okay. Because I thought that was a pivot point for a while. I did, 3. But now I think they're going to make the pick.
Yeah, and there was reports coming out of New England today that there's some momentum behind Drake May going to New England. So that could be the case. And you mentioned, maybe he needs to sit down for a little bit of time, maybe all of next year. They do have Jacoby Brissett, who's a guy that can get you through and, shepherd you through a season. We just did that a couple years ago up in Cleveland. But that's where I think the interest starts to pop off for me, is that 3rd overall pick. And I can't wait to get it going because I love seeing Roger Goodell get booed right out of the gate. Like, that's always a fun thing for me, Raj getting booed. He deserves it as the commissioner.
They all do.
They really do.
I don't know anybody that gets a resounding cheer. He gets more of the boos than normal.
Some of the icons that'll come out in Detroit. Do you start the show with Barry Sanders? Do you start the show with Eminem tonight? I think you have to, right?
See, it's weird.
Somebody from Detroit's got to start this to kick this thing off.
Yeah, it's all a blur. I don't remember, like, in past years who've done it in certain places, but
we need Eminem to do Lose Yourself before we get to pick number 1.
Is he booked for this event?
No, I don't know. That's just me trying to book it for them. That's how I would kick it off.
Would you have to get paid to do it?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
You don't crack the mic without doing anything.
Right.
For some cash if you're Eminem at this point.
Unless you're doing the Super Bowl, and then you pay them.
I guess you're right.
Because of the audience.
I guess you're right.
When is this thing? 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock kick.
So how much time before the clock starts?
Oh, so I think we'll get 1 commercial break in, whether you're watching ESPN or NFL Network, and I think they actually blend the broadcast now. I'll be watching Rich Eisen and Daniel Jeremiah on the NFL Network. So I think we get 1 commercial break. Raj will come out, say the Bears are officially on the clock. They'll waste all of our time using all of their 10 minutes to make a pick we all know that they're making, and then we'll be off and running.
So we're thinking the Bears will be officially on the clock at what time? Like 8:10? Something like that?
Usually commercial breaks are about 4 minutes on TV, I believe.
How many? So how many?
That sounds about right.
So how long do you guys anticipate the first round going? Oh. What time will the Kansas City Chiefs make that pick?
I'm pretty sure it approached to midnight last year.
Yeah, I was going to say 11:30 at the earliest.
Okay.
CB's probably right. I'm a hair low on that. What do you think?
I think it'll be if the over-under is midnight, I'll take the under. I think we'll get 32 picks in before midnight, but who in the world knows, man? Like you said, you don't want them to take the whole 10 minutes. Let's go.
Well, it's just the Bears, honestly. That's the only team. Everybody else, you could use your 10 minutes, but the Bears, what are we doing tonight?
We're making it a 10-minute Chi-Town commercial is what they're going to try to make it. Yeah. No, I think you bring up a good point on as far as, who they might have come out there to launch this thing Detroit City style.
I've just been seeing Eminem everywhere the last couple of days on the NFL Network doing stuff with Roger Goodell. So he may not perform live. There may be a little intro that he does for the networks, ESPN and NFL Network, but I don't know if we get a live performance out of him. They start doing weird stuff into the weekend. Weird stuff with all these different people making picks, super fans, wonderful members of the military at different spots making picks. That stuff's pretty cool, but some of that stuff gets a little strange when we get to rounds 2 and round 3 and beyond that.
So next year, I believe Green Bay. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, because Whiskey Paul had texted me the other day and said that he was asked to kind of maybe get on a situation where
take the show up there.
Yeah,
rock out with Whiskey Paul.
Well, no, he's going to be on the security team or something.
Oh, even better.
Green Bay.
Oh, I was just giving a thumbs up to going there. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it is Green Bay. Future draft, Green Bay. That's it. We have nothing beyond that for 26, 27. Where would they do
it in Green Bay? At Lambeau? I wonder where they would do the NFL draft.
I'll text him, find out.
Bay
yeah,
next year. I'm just hoping we get some type of scandal again. Whether it's, CeeDee Lamb yanking his other phone from his girl or Laramie Tunsil with a gas mask. We need Yeah,
No.
we need something to spice it up.
I don't think so. I mean, a lot of that was because of the remote draft. That it was all home and weird stuff, and right? Because CeeDee Lamb's was certainly.
Well, the Larry Tunsil thing wasn't that obviously at home, but that was just crazy that bomb dropped on him right. But somebody had some nasty stuff, and that obviously is what it was. But somebody had real beef with Larry Tunsil for that to drop when it did drop.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, but he still was the one that did it.
Well, yeah, so, I know that. I'm just saying, like the fact that the timing of that coming out was insane to me.
I agree.
It's an unforgettable moment. And then CeeDee Lamb's got his other girls texting him on his other phone, and his girl saw it, and he had to yank that phone out of there.
Yeah. What was worse? Thinking you're going top 5 and having a gas mask bong video show up on the NFL draft, or my team actually missing their pick?
Oh, missing the pick by far. What year was that?
Early 2000s, I think.
Just couldn't get it in.
I can't remember the year. There was so much dysfunction, it kind of like blends. So there may have been more. I think it was 03 or 04.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then
and by the way, it didn't happen with just any pick. It happened with like the 7th pick overall.
Yeah, what are we doing?
That's, okay, if it was the 170th pick and something weird happened, and I wouldn't even excuse that. Mm-hmm. It's the NFL draft. We're paying you a lot of money to get this right. How do you miss your pick?
Yeah, that's awful.
Unless somebody like... You handed it to somebody, they lost the card, they tripped on the way up the stairs, like something.
Somebody needed to be fired for that. A lot of people needed to be fired for that.
They were trying to trade down. You know, when you're on that phone late in that final minute, that's a mistake. You've done a lot of fantasy drafts in your life.
Yeah.
And I've had my board, and I know who I'm taking. And then what happens? Somebody right before you takes the guy you want.
There is a high level of panic that sets in.
Damn, I was going to. Now what do I do? And you hear, and by the way, on Yahoo or whatever, you get to 10 seconds, you hear that dink, 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 dink.
Anxiety.
And then it's like, who's in my queue? I don't have anybody in my queue. It's going to auto pick.
And then it's an auto pick. You're like, I hate this guy. He's not going to do anything for me. So
did you have an auto pick this year?
I don't think I did.
Or last year? There was some time I remember you and I were talking. I thought maybe it got close.
Oh, I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah. I did have an auto pick. I actually think the pick worked out well for me. But that was a moment where I kicked some stuff around the house after I made the pick. I'm hoping that we don't get the guy that is waiting around that was projected to be a first-round pick that doesn't go in the first round.
The slider?
And when the camera keeps going back to him, and he's sitting there with his family, maybe his girl, his friends, and he's just acting like he's on the phone, fake texting people, but he really feels like one of those kids in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where you just feel so small because the world is watching you and you're not going in the first round. That I always feel terrible for that guy, and I'm hoping we don't get it tonight. Maybe Bo Nix. I don't know.
Will he be there?
I don't know.
See, that's the question. Who's going to take the chance? Because the weird part is, and I'll look that up and see if he's going, if we can find out. But you're right. The way out of that is, no, I'm just going to be home with my family. But if you've agreed to have the TV camera in the house, like you either have to be in or out. I'm just be with my family. I don't want any TV cameras.
I don't even know if Bo Nix is going to be at the first round. I think there was a report out there that it's just Jaden, Caleb, and Drake May, I believe, tonight. What's up, CB?
I do have a full list if you want it at some point.
Hit us with it after the break. Just let me know some of the big names that are going to be there tonight.
And J.J. McCarthy he's supposed to be the riser, not the slider. And he's got his eyes on a certain team. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
3 dudes who'll make you feel like the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, we hornswoggled you good.
Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Now's the time for a new Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing on a 2024 CR-V. Full Honda inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Save big with low payments or get your new Honda with 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 4/30/24.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $9.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $9.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great for a limited time at participating salons.
The $9.99 Great Haircut Sale runs April 24th through April 27th.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
Quite a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, Beyond.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Texting enrolls you in a reoccurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Guys, if you're over 40 feeling like you're falling off in your workouts, career, maybe even in the bedroom, it could be lower testosterone. But you're not alone. In fact, superstar Hall of Famer Frank Thomas has a secret for you about how to get back your drive with Nugenix Total T.
I did notice after 40 the energy level had dropped dramatically. You want to feel like you've always felt. You want to go home with energy. You want to go to work with energy. And that's what I tell guys. It helps all facets of your life. Nugenix Total T is the real deal. I haven't felt this great in 15 years. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Text EDGE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Low Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Low Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Low Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 27th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Get ready for 60s this afternoon for some, others in the upper 50s as sunshine starts to warm things up. Temperatures will make their way back down into the low 40s and mid to upper 30s overnight across the region. Temperatures hit the 70s Friday afternoon, but cloudiness increased throughout the day with rain chances back by Friday evening, and that'll continue with at least some chance into early Saturday. I'm Doppler Lieutenant Meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Sign up at oh.bet365.com. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus. Windows and doors that go beyond.
You know, I was going back. It is 03 where the Vikings missed the pick. They did blame the league that they had called in the trade, I think, with your Ravens. And the coach was Mike Tice, and he was so ticked off. And now, the draft rules say that if a team passes on their pick, they can make that selection whenever they want. But Jacksonville, I guess, rushed ahead, made their pick right away, got Byron Leftwich, I think the player that your team, that the Ravens were targeting. And Carolina then raced up again before Minnesota could figure out and scramble what they were doing. And they grabbed a tackle. And then it looks like, and we wound up getting Kevin Williams, which actually was one of the better interior linemen.
There you go.
So it in a weird way, it actually worked out but it was one of the most confusing moments in the history. And then I think they did it in back-to-back years. Like, I go and see what happened in
Wait, you blew it again?
Yeah, I think, we were sitting there in 2002 when we were targeting somebody, and the Cowboys were on the clock.
That's inexcusable. Come on, man.
For Viking fan, it's just kind of par for the course there.
Yeah. Hey, but maybe it'll be an exciting night for you tonight. You know? Could be some action from your team tonight.
The Cowboys and Chiefs were able to agree to trade terms. Casey picked somebody else, leaving the Vikings just kind of hanging out there. Minnesota had to withdraw their draft card and file a different name. Like, I'm telling you, man, you can't make. And then I did actually go back and look at the story, and it said, so there was a Rob Brzezinski, who was the Vikings vice president of football ops at the time, said, we had called in the trade. We thought it was done. We're all sitting there in the draft room just watching on TV, and then all hell broke loose.
We need to hear the league side of this, too. If your team is blaming the league for getting the pick in, making the call, what the hell happened on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't get the card up to the commissioner or however it was working back in 2003? Now, that's the other part of the story we need.
That's right. It was 20-plus years ago.
Sounds like your team did what they were supposed to do, so maybe I need to cool off on them a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like that we
did your part.
Did our part.
Yeah.
And then the league had to then put in all sorts of stop gaps to make sure something like that wouldn't happen again. But I don't know whether you trusted a person, you trusted technology, or whatever.
Yeah.
But that happened. Now, you were saying that Bo Nix is not going, CB? He won't be in the green room?
Yeah, I have a complete list, if you'd like, of specific positions, if you'd like.
Who are the quarterbacks that will be there?
Yeah, so we have 3 quarterbacks attending the draft. You will have Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May.
Okay.
They're all guaranteed. So McCarthy is not?
He is not. Okay. Correct.
And it could be for any reason. Maybe it's intel that they got that JJ's going in the first round, but the other two, there's some people that think Penix and Nix could float out of the first round, or maybe it's what you mentioned. These guys like being around their family and their friends and, wanting to spend that time with people that you love in your hometown or whatever it may be. And you said it right. They can ship the cameras to you. We'll get you on national TV. My question is, when they do that, all the hats, do they send you all the hats from the league to your house when you're picked? I wonder how that works.
All 32, yeah.
They have to,
Feels
right?
like it.
Yeah, they got to send you all 32 hats.
Now, what you miss, which you'll never get back again, which may be okay for these guys,
is hugging Roger
is
Goodell.
the walk.
And the hug. Because
the Mac Jones dad walk from the beach. By the way, it was such a long walk.
Yeah, that was a long tunnel that year. I don't remember, what was that, 2021, I think, was when I don't remember what city that was in, but you're right. The walk was way too long. And now we got this Roger Goodell thing where dudes are doing handshakes with him, lifting him up, and doing all this crazy stuff.
Hey, man, crack the spine a little bit. Maybe Raj needs a little adjustment.
He is kind of an OG. You're
perfect.
Right.
Give me a little chiropractic treatment at the
You know
podium.
where that was, right?
What's that, CB? What
you know
city?
the location of that, right?
No, that's what I was curious. What city was that?
It was Cleveland.
It was the land, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he had that walk with the arms kind of flapping and whatever.
Yeah, it was funky. It was goofy.
It wasn't great. It was goofy. By the way, what was the year where they would? Was that the same year where they'd go out and then there was like this mirror
with
and
the
they
hats?
could adjust the hat, but it was like a mirror cam or
Actually,
something?
like that. I did like that.
That wasn't
of it.
bad.
But the walk was way too long in the land. Maybe they was walking through the Muni lot. Who knows?
Yeah. J.J. McCarthy is the guy. You and I at 2 o'clock will go through, I think we're going to do a baker's dozen. We'll do the top 13 because that'll include the Raiders, presumably, if they stay there. And we'll try to pick and really see, we'll grade ourselves, see if we can get any of these right. But I think J.J., there's just too much smoke. He has to go in the first 11 picks. We know that. I would bet big money on that. The question is he going to go in the top 5? Well, if he goes in the top 5, that means that some team's coming to get him, right? I mean, because the Chargers aren't taking him at 5. So if he goes in the top 5, some team's coming to get him, and I do think we have the sound. This is JJ talking about one team.
Yeah, he was on the Rich Eisen's show, and Rich asked him if he had an idea of where he's going.
Where you're going? Any idea?
I mean, I have somewhat of an idea. New York Giants, I've spent the most time with. They're a phenomenal staff. Love Coach Dable. Love, Mr. Shane. Love Coach Tierney, Coach Kafka, Chicago guy. Just being able to go in there, pretty much know like most of the install because Coach Dable came from Alabama and Coach Gaddis came to Michigan from Alabama. So it's similar formations, motions, plays, all that stuff. So being able to get that install in has been great. You know, I met with them twice. It's been amazing.
Is he just talking it up? It sounds like it's legit. That sounds genuine to me, that he'd like to go to New York. Yeah. Like, because most of these guys, when they're asked, because they can play it both ways. Like if Rich Eisen asks you, hey, do you have any idea where you'd go? That's your chance to say wherever you'd like to go. And so the Giants, and I've thought about this all morning, about if the Chargers want to trade and they do want the top offensive lineman, then the team to trade with is not the Vikings. It's probably the Giants, because you're going to just slide one spot. Giants come up and get McCarthy at 5. You drop to 6 and get the guy you would have gotten anyway.
I wonder also if the Giants could go the other way and go up potentially. If they really covered maybe Drake May. If it isn't J.J. McCarthy, could they go north and spend draft capital there
to get to 3?
That could be a dicey conversation. Like, I wonder what that's been like for, the GM and the head scouts or whatever, however that works, going to ownership and saying, we're going to double down on the quarterback position after we just paid Daniel Jones. Like, that's got to be a tough pill to swallow for ownership after the big money that they gave him. But when you think you can find a guy at the most important position, you're going to do it. The Giants are kind of a spooky landing spot for me for a rookie quarterback, because they don't really have a lot of good offensive playmakers right now. You just lost Saquon. You just lost Darren Waller. And we just saw kind of how that can go with a guy like Justin Fields, where you don't have good structure for a rookie quarterback. Sometimes that can stunt the growth of a young guy. Not to say they can't come in on the other side, but it can be a real uphill climb for them. So the Giants are they're that fascinating team tonight, whether or not they stay or whether or not they even take a quarterback, or maybe they trade out and let somebody else come up to go there at 6. What's up, CB?
Yeah, I was just going to add to this because we are talking about the Giants. I did see Bleacher Report's Jordan Schultz put out that the Giants have been trying to trade up to 3 with the Patriots. The belief is that they want Drake May. The Patriots don't seem like they want to move off the pick, but they are listening to calls.
Yeah. Well, the good news for them is that they don't have any more guaranteed money after this year to Daniel Jones.
Okay.
And if he has a decent year, you're going to pay him 40-some-odd million? Like, you're going to pay him again?
Did that, and and he's coming off an ACL injury, too.
You could trade him. They'd have to be willing to pay a large chunk of his salary, like the Jets did with Zach Wilson with the Bronx.
Well, good luck trade Daniel Jones right now,
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, they'd have to pick up a
big chunk of the money.
All right, we'll come back. We'll ask Ian Cummings of Pro Football Network what he thinks, try to zero in on the top 10. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
ESPN Bet is ready to take you through all the sports moments this spring. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN has it all, including offers and promotions from Scott Van Pelt and Stephen A. Smith. From the playoff intensity to getting on the links and out to the ballpark, there's no better time to be a sports fan. New users get $100 in bonus bets for making any sportsbook bet. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
This is the call of the crave. So follow it to White Castle for our new $5 bacon bundle. Pick 2 hickory smoked bacon sliders and a small fry for just $5. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. Dreams start at home. Get a 7.75% APY when you open an Ohio homebuyer savings account at Tel-Ohio Credit Union. Make your home buying dream a reality at telohio.org.
Certain restrictions apply. Tel-Ohio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
Goals. Have you written yours down? We have, and we review them often. This is Mike Weens, founder of CARE Heating and Cooling. CARE's goals are defined by measuring many things, and our most important goals are not measured in dollars. CARE constantly seeks feedback through surveys and online reviews, not only from our existing customers, but new ones as well. CARE tracks how often we solved your problem the first time, and if CARE was easy to contact and convenient to deal with. Was a carbon monoxide test done? Was the reason for a repair made clear? Did our technician adequately explain the difference between a required repair and a recommended service? We want to know if our technicians treated you and your home with respect and care, and were our customers' needs thoroughly analyzed and addressed. Simply put, Care Heating and Cooling sets goals designed to make Care the best service company in Central Ohio. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Hey, it's Anthony. Springtime. We're all breaking out of hibernation here in Central Ohio. I plan on getting out and being active, walking the golf course again, which I did years ago, but I paid the price. My feet ached, but now I have my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store, and they're going right into my golf shoes. Pain-free season coming up. I love how my feet have been feeling ever since putting them in my everyday shoes. And I started feeling the difference right away. I even had a certain TV personality wander over and say, I don't believe you. Do you really have those in your shoes? So what did I do? I took off my shoes in the office to prove this naysayer wrong. Golfing, pickleball, just walking, I have more energy. I want to do more now. And the Good Feet store can help you feel the same way. You have nothing to lose but the pain. It's a free fitting and test walk. Try for yourself and see the difference it can make for you. Go to goodfeet.com or give them a visit on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all at the Good Feet store.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, a lot of moving and shaking. Tonight's the draft. How predictable will it be? Who knows? Ian Cummings, NFL draft analyst at Pro Football Network at PFN 365, is with us now on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fangus Hotline. Ian, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. We are right there. It's crazy how quickly it's kind of come up. You know, this whole cycle, a lot of speculation, and now we're at the day, we're at the home stretch, and this is one of the more unpredictable drafts that I've seen coming into it. I think the Bears, we pretty much know what they're going to do at number one, but after that, anything is on the table. So very excited to be here on the precipice. I'm very excited to be talking about it with you guys.
Do you feel like, listen, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, it feels like, you know, those three are, you can kind of slot them anywhere you want. But if it's Drake May versus J.J. McCarthy, who should be more coveted?
I would say Drake May should be, you know, and again, I can see the appeal with both of them. I think they're both young, talented quarterbacks who, if you're a team looking for projection, right, projecting what they can become in the right supporting structure, they can both be solid starters. But to me, the upside with May is unmatched in the class. I think the athleticism, the arm talent that he provides at his size, and then the flashes of anticipation and processing and DB manipulation that he's shown in his career, and then also the multitasking, you know, managing spacing inside the pocket while also managing the middle of the field as a thrower. Those things are very impressive with him. So some of the younger QB flaws like mechanics, footwork, you know, I can weather through that. I can help him improve that because I think a lot of the high IQ, high talent QBing traits that you want to see, Drake May has those. I think J.J. McCarthy has good talent. He's got a great arm for sure. He's a good athlete, good change of direction, but the processing can run hot and cold a little bit at times, and I don't think he has quite the degree of talent that May does to lean on in adverse situations. So it's close, but Drake May to me is one of my highest graded QB prospects ever.
Ian, are you one of those people just sticking with Drake May that believes he needs to sit, maybe not for the entirety of his rookie season, but maybe for the first handful of games, or do you think he can hit the ground running?
I think, you can be flexible with it, right? Every rookie QB picks up things at a different pace. So you want to take it by ear. You want to play it by ear and kind of see what's going on. Ideally, you have a bridge QB to take the reins early on if you need it, but I don't think Drake May needs to take a break right away. I think Drake May, has some flaws mechanically. I think his base width can be a little inconsistent. Sometimes when it's too narrow, that can tug his shoulders off their proper alignment, and that can cause some of those high and low misses that we see on tape, right? So I think mechanically he can stand to improve, but I think he has the creation ability and the off-platform ability to withstand adversity early on, and I think he's a good processor as well. I think he can manage the pocket, operate on schedule, right? So I don't think he needs to sit. I think you play it by ear. If it's still, taking a little bit more time to get the rhythm and the timing of the offense down, maybe that's when you decide you don't want to throw him into the fire right away. But you play it by ear. You be flexible. Ultimately, I do think at some point, and we've seen it with a lot of young QBs, right? Maybe they don't start the first 3 or 4 games, but eventually when they're ready, right, at the time of their choosing, they can be inserted in, and usually that's the way to go. So I think you'd be flexible with it. You'd be open to sitting in if you need to, but I don't think he needs to inherently as a prospect.
So the Giants are the funny team, right? They're sitting there at 6. They paid a quarterback. Daniel Jones doesn't have any more guaranteed money after this year. I think they got locked, too, if I'm not mistaken. And it feels like this could be a real mess if they decide to go up one spot, or let's say the Chargers actually make the pick and the Giants are sitting there and they take a quarterback, whether it's J.J. McCarthy or if May slides. Now, all of a sudden, you're sitting there with a roster of what? Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and let's, for this sake of argument, J.J. McCarthy. How does that sound to you? Like a mess?
Yeah, it's tough because, you only have a limited amount of practice reps that you can give to guys, right? And if you have a rookie QB inserted with Daniel Jones, who clearly feels like a lame duck with this offensive structure and with the coach and the GM, right? But then also Drew Lock, who was probably brought in to, kind of get the heels a little bit hotter for Jones and provide some competition. Adding a rookie QB, right? Like, I get the initiative to want to restart for New York, but they kind of put themselves in the situation by paying him a little too hastily, right? So I think if you designate him as a post-June 1 cut next offseason in 2025, you got $30 million in savings with just $11 million dead cap. So that's the way to go. But there's a long way to go before you get to that point. So do you want to insert a rookie QB in this kind of situation? I think that could be detrimental to their development as well, because they're not getting as many reps. They're not getting as much, pure focus. And it's a little clustered in there too. So, I don't know. I think of those quarterbacks, if May were to fall, I think that's the one that they would probably prefer a little more, just because he's a little closer to the Josh Allen mold that Brian Daboll, kind of endeared himself to in Buffalo, right? But if I'm New York, and it's a difficult situation to be in, because if you're Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll, you probably don't have a ton of time, right? Like the seat is getting a little hotter. So if you ride out the 2024 season just with Daniel Jones, that might run you into the ground. So it's a tough position to be in. And unfortunately, this is the position that we've seen, the tug of war battle that we've seen with some teams in the past, where this can end regimes. If you get caught between a lame duck QB and the need to produce, that might rush a rookie QB into an unsavory situation. So they're one of those teams you really don't know what they're going to do, but it's just not an optimal situation to be in.
Ian, what position group do you think will have the most guys selected tonight in round 1?
Position group. I'm going to cheat and say offensive line, because I'll throw offensive tackles and interior offensive linemen in that bucket. I think that, those two positions are very strong in this class, and we've seen it from the very beginning. But at tackle, you've got Joe Alt, Olu Fashanu, Taliesin Kuaga, J.C. Latham, Troy Fatano, Amarius Mims, Tyler Guyton even, and then you have other guys like Jordan Morgan, Patrick Paul, who could sneak in around 1 as well. So right there, you've got 7 or 8 names, and then you go to the interior offensive line, you've got Graham Barton, right? You've got Jackson Powers-Johnson, who could maybe sneak in around 1. We know medicals are an issue with him, but then Zach Frazier is kind of a sneaky round 1 guy potentially. I think he's more of a day 2 guy, but if a team really likes him at center, they could pick him late, 29, 30, 31, 32. So I think offensive line, tackle, and interior combined, we could see 8 or 9 or even 10 guys selected in the first round. Wide receiver, I would say, is the second likely, but to me, the depth of talent at the top of the board at the offensive line position is unmatched.
All right, so let me ask you one more question about the Chargers at 5, because it feels like that's the spot. They have their quarterback. They might choose a weapon. They'd have a pretty good shot at the second best weapon if Arizona takes Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4. Or they could do what Harbaugh likes to do and load up that offensive line, take their guy, or trade back. Of those 3 options, what will the Chargers do in your opinion? What should they do?
I think they should trade back. The question, the problem with that is that it's not really in their hands, right? I think the Vikings make the most sense as a trade back candidate if you want to trade back. But if I'm the Vikings with 11 and 23 and next year's first, I'm trying to package those to get to 3 or 4 if I can. I think they're going to try and be as aggressive as they can be with their positioning. So with the Chargers, the key component is who's willing to trade with you to number 5. Is there anyone left worth trading up to for number 5? So if JJ falls, I could see that being the case. But for the Chargers, because they have so many needs across the roster, right? Wide receiver, they can improve. Tight end, offensive tackle, defensive tackle. They could use some edge depth as well with the veterans in that room, linebacker, corner, right? Even center. Corey Linsley is coming back on a reduced salary, but his long-term security is uncertain as well. So, their roster is pretty shoddy across the board. So I would aim to get more capital, right? Maybe I think the ideal scenario, let's say the Vikings do trade with them. They get 11, they get 23. I think at number 11, you can get Latham. Thielen is that right tackle. And then with 23, you can get a wide receiver or a corner. You can kind of fill out the roster as you go along. But I think for the Chargers, you don't want to take a guy right at 5 unless you're really in love with one of those receivers or if you get a chance to get Marvin Harrison Jr., right? I think otherwise, try and trade back, get more capital, and take advantage of the depth of this class at the certain positions of need.
Outstanding. Ian Cummings, enjoy it, my man. Thanks for jumping on, giving us your predictions.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Ian with Pro Football Network. He was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, we take a break. We continue with the draft. Caleb Williams will go number 1. He's also made it known who he wants his team to take when they circle back at number 9. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
If your idea of the perfect radio show is all Buckeyes all the time, then it's your lucky day, Slappy, the Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or going to the grocery store for milk instead of buying your own cow. You know there's an easier and better way. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
It's our absolute favorite place to go for that live VIP sportsbook experience. 12,000 square feet of sportsbook action. 2 huge walls of TVs, not to mention delicious food and drink. But your experience can be even better if you download the Penn Play app.
Yep, you can get up to $140 in rewards. It's so easy, dummies like us can do it. Got to download the free Penn Play app today and cash in your bonuses. Plus, you never know, and you'll see Man and I lurking around.
I'm lurking. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Common Man and T-Bone.
What am I going to say to you? I had something to say. This show sucks.
Dude, this is the worst segment we've ever done. I want to leave and never come back.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Attention all business owners, medical practice owners, and taxpayers with complex tax returns. If you're not getting timely, useful financial advice throughout the year from your accountant, you're leaving money on the table. Call my guy, Brad Hennebert, at Premier Tax CPAs. Here's Brad with more.
I'm CPA Brad Hennebert from Premier Tax CPAs, and the true value of using a CPA is getting guidance throughout the year, not just at tax time. During the year, we can actively advise you on your financial, tax planning, and other major business decisions, just like an outside CFO. Too often, when you see your accountant only at tax time, we're really only keeping score of what you did last year. At Premier Tax CPAs, we like to have monthly consultations with our business clients because important financial information is only useful if it's timely. At Premier Tax CPAs, we're a firm that can work with you and your business throughout the year to help you make decisions before it's too late. Give us a call at Premier Tax CPAs, 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free. With zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Helping you ace your afternoon. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, here come the big bad Bears, right? Picking 1 and 9. Pretty amazing. They'll get the quarterback they want. And, you know, it's funny. The team that was picking 2, Washington, or is picking 2, they didn't even meet with Caleb Williams.
Didn't need to. The league knows.
He's going to be a Bear.
Everybody and their mama knows exactly what you just said. He's going to Chi-Town.
You could have just given him an interview. Like,
it's just
maybe he told them. It's not necessary.
Don't even pick up the phone. Don't even waste your time. He's probably already got a condo or crib picked out in Chicago right now.
Oh, definitely.
Done.
I mean, it's amazing.
Chicago's on the up and up, man. New stadium on the way.
Will he? Well,
potentially.
They're asking Chicagoans for $2 billion. Public taxpayer money.
Your brother and your dad got it, don't they?
Listen, my dad would much rather give it to Green Bay than Chicago. You know that story. He wouldn't give the Hallis family or extended family another dime after they screwed him out of those tickets when they moved from Wrigley to Soldier Field. He and my grandfather. That was the last. Brother, that had to have filtered down through the family. Hey, we're not Bear fans, all right?
Yeah.
Like, now he never said that. You know, he doesn't have a real NFL squad. It's amazing.
He's a free agent year in, year out.
When we were little kids, I think he trended Steelers.
Oh.
Because of just how great they were, but never really stuck with it. But I think it just kind of was inherent. Like, once my dad and my grandfather said, hey, season tickets, we're done.
Nobody can be a Bear. You want to eat tonight? You better not be a Bears fan.
He never really said it. But it's probably the reason why I trended toward the Vikes. And my brother probably didn't have a team. And that my dad then adopted the Packers.
Okay.
So here we are. But anyway, the Bears are picking number 1. They'll take Caleb. And so they'll come back at 9. Now, here's the deal. Depending on how the board falls, they may not be able to do what Caleb wants them to do at 9. Ooh. And so... And this sound, CB, is from a little media scrum he did?
Yeah, it was a big media scrum that all the invites were at.
Okay, let's hear from Caleb Williams when they've already made the assumption you're a Bear, now you're the GM, who you pick in 9?
You want to see the Bears take the Bears second in the top 10 pick. If I was able to choose, and if I was picked number 1 of the Bears, I'd probably go Olu Fashanu, because I know he put his life on the line for me, protected me, and then, geez, I'd probably go one of the top 3 wide receivers.
By the way, that song in the background, "Bring 'Em Out," is one of the best songs for a team to come out to. Like you get the crowd rocking with Jay-Z, "Bring 'Em Out." That'll get the building shaking.
Yeah, weather wasn't great in Detroit yesterday. Very windy. We're glad we got the audio.
But we can make out what he was saying, and he talks about Olu Fashanu. That is a guy from Penn State. And that's his former high school teammate. So those guys have the connection there, and that's why I think he threw out the line. He protect him with his life or whatever. Exactly what he said there. So yeah, that makes a ton of sense, right? That the quarterback would want a big offensive lineman, left tackle up front to protect his blind side for years to come. To your point, he may not be there. He may not be there, especially if the Chargers start to run on tackles. Right, and maybe they take him at 5, or maybe it's Joel or whoever it's going to be. Either way, I think they're going to take care of Caleb Williams, because I think if Odunze falls to them, they could take him. If they take Fashanu, that is a great road to be in, is that you got this kid that's going to come in. You got great structure around him already. You may be able to infuse a couple picks or one of these guys into your offensive system for years to come. And the way that we talked about it with the Bengals a couple years ago, where they couldn't really go wrong with Penei Sewell or Jamar Chase. The Bears are kind of in a similar spot at 9. I don't think they can go wrong with this unless something wild happens in front of them, which could happen tonight, but I think they're going to have their pick of a good offensive lineman or one of the receivers there.
I'm glad he gave us the Olu instead of the full name, right?
I haven't seen the full name.
Olu Muyua.
Okay, all I've seen is Olu.
That's for short.
You've been practicing that, huh?
Olu Muyua Fashanu.
Okay.
Wait a minute. It's Fashanu?
Fashanu, I believe, is what we're going with.
All right. It's weird. I actually can pronounce the first name better than the last.
Is old Raj going to go full first name when he announces his pick tonight?
Yeah,
or is he
because
going Olu?
I guarantee when he looks at the card, well, no, you bring up a good question. Because usually it's spelled, as they say, phonetically, where you can just sound it out.
Yeah.
And by the way, that may be the best question of the night. If he gets drafted the first round, which he will.
Yeah, he will.
Does he go with the Olu Muyua Fashanu?
I think he's going Olu. Just play it safe if you're Raj. Because you don't want that viral moment happening where you're stumbling all over that. That's going to play forever.
Bumbling.
Maybe I'm shortchanging Raj. Maybe he's been putting in work, getting in reps like you to get this thing right.
That's right. He's probably in front of a mirror right now. Olu Muyua Fashanu. So the Caleb situation is interesting because, and I actually had not heard that soundbite. I thought he was going to say a weapon. He wound up saying a weapon next. So when I said there may not be a guy there, I do think Olu is going to be there because everything we hear, it's J.C. Latham out of Alabama or it's Alt out of Notre Dame. I do believe that at 9,
Olu will be there.
Absolutely, he will be there. Now, who may not be there is pick the 3 guys. It's Neighbors, it's Harrison, and it's Odunze. So if he wants a weapon, boy, I feel like the big 3 receivers will go in the first 8. Don't you think? It really depends on where the Giants.
I definitely feel good about Marvin and Neighbors going in the top 8. Odunze's he's not getting past the Bears at 9. But this is why we're having this conversation, because do they go with the left tackle or do they go with the wide receiver?
Or somebody defensively.
They could do that as well.
I mean, they've
gone pretty much all in on offense this offseason. Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift.
You could go with the number 1 defensive prospect.
Yeah, pair him up with Montez Sweat on that D-line.
Murphy.
It could be Murphy, Dallas Turner, Latu from UCLA. Wouldn't be mad at that either.
It feels like if they have to make that pick, what will be interesting is if Odunze is there. If he's there at 9, do they go defense or him?
I would take Odunze. What would you do?
It feels like, this is like going to look for a house. No one cares about the foundation until the inspector comes in, right? You pull up to a house. Wow, I really like that door. I like those windows, the shutters. Wow, the backyard's great. Look at the trees.
Yeah.
No one's saying, boy, I wonder if there's a crack in the foundation. When they find that out when you got to pay for the inspector.
Right.
And so it's not sexy to say, yeah, give me an lineman.
But it's a great pick.
But it's usually...
It'd be a great pick. You would go with the offensive lineman?
No, I think I'd be airing defensively.
You go D-line.
D-line,
okay.
Yeah.
You go D-line.
Yeah.
See, I would go with the weapon just because not only Keenan Allen, he's a free agent at the end of the year, but he's up there in age. He has shown throughout his career He's had some health issues there. So I'd go with the young wide receiver and get him on that same contract, especially where guys like Ian Cummings and others are saying how deep this offensive line draft is. Maybe you can come back around a little later and get you an offensive lineman. But the Bears are in a great position for their 2024 season to be pretty special with a rookie quarterback if Caleb is that dude.
We'll take a break. SportsCenter update, top of the hour. CB, you're going to love this because I was talking to a diehard Browns fan yesterday in the evening. And he says to me, boy, what a great day to be a Cleveland Brown. And I was like, and I didn't get it. And then when he told me what he meant, I understood. I'll tell you what that means next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale. Did you know that right now you can save up to 50%?
On bookcases?
Yep.
Office storage?
Yeah.
Ooh, something for the kiddos?
We've got you. Plus, IKEA family members get an extra 10% on select sale items.
Sign me up.
Don't miss out on the big IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to IKEA-USA.com/offers now through 5/7. Offer valid 4/17 to 5/7. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
All AAA members know that careful navigation provides peace of mind, but they also know that even the most skilled navigators experience mishaps on the road. That's why you should join AAA. So expert roadside assistance is just a tap, click, or call away.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of OT or a shot on goal in the first period.
Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone, the Buckeye State's basement flooring experts. Spring into savings with pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Seasonal inventory is limited, so act now. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's the land of the free and the home of student drivers ready to back into your new fence at any given time. It's firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Technology helps keep everyone comfortable with a smart thermostat.
Turn temperature down.
Temperature down.
Turn temperature up.
Temperature up. But to keep everyone on your team working comfortably, you need more than technology. You need CDW to custom configure Dell Client Solutions devices. Adaptive AI-based software creates a personalized user experience and boosts collaboration so they can stay cool and collected.
Temperature down.
Temperature up.
I'm staying out of this. Dell Client Solutions make adaptive performance possible. CDW makes it powerful. Learn more at cdw.com/Dell Client.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. They're about to start in Cincinnati and also in Cleveland today. 1:10 start. Reds and Phillies. Nick Martinez, Zach Wheeler. Reds try to win 3 of 4 in this series. 1:10 start in Cleveland. Series up for grabs. Tristan McKenzie of the Guardians. Chase Anderson starts for the Red Sox. Clippers play tonight. Syracuse is 6:30. NBA playoffs tonight. Game 3. Cavs in Orlando at 7 o'clock. Cavs lead the first round series 2-0. Felix Okpara, Ohio State former big man, now has moved on. He'll be playing his college basketball now at the University of Tennessee. This update is sponsored by Nature's Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature's Stone. Breaking sports news when it happens here on The Fan.
Thoughtfully discussing the merits of home run ins frozen pizza. This is Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program. Solomon Wilcots, the former Bengal, will jump on at 1:33. Does the opening drive on Sirius. We'll get his feeling on this story that we're about to tell you about and a lot more. Oh, and by the way, in the third hour, Gold Jacket Thursdays continue here on Rothman and Ice. Robert Brazile, a.k.a. Dr. Doom. From the old Houston Oilers, Love You Blue, will jump on. He's doing the residency this week up in Canton. And so we continue our Gold Jacket. By the way, if it's like, I'm sure he's doing a lot of things up there where it's like casual, or doesn't have to wear a tie or anything. I wonder if they told him, hey, listen, it's all casual except the jacket. You'll wear the jacket everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere you go.
Don't forget the jacket.
Yeah, you'd never be able to get me out of that jacket if I were a Hall of Famer.
The jacket. Honestly. Absolutely.
Can't wait to ask him about the Dr. Doom nickname, by the way, because that is just...
it is terrific. It is one of the best.
Dr. Doom as a defender?
Yeah, that's as good as it gets.
That's getting it done right there.
So before we get into the story, I'll tell you what happened yesterday. So I'm up at the Turtle, and I walk in about 6 o'clock. I'm going to get a little bite, go home, grab some food. And I walk into the pro shop, and Mad Max is there watching the guards.
Yeah, shout out to
Mad Max. Just yelling at the TV because Boston was up early. Just
rough day for the guards yesterday.
Yeah. And he looks at me, and I go, boy, what's wrong? He goes, well, this game is wrong. He goes, but it's a great day to be a Brown.
Uh-oh.
And I go, that doesn't make any sense. And he goes, oh, yeah, it does. Watching the Bengals implode around me.
Come on, man.
And I go, you know what? And I had not heard the news that their 3-time, speaking of defensive guys, their 3-time Pro Bowl defensive end, Trey Hendrickson, says, you know what? I've had enough with you, Cincinnati. And that comes a month after T. Higgins requested a trade. Mm-hmm. But then he walked it back. And now I guess since he has a tandem jump out of the airplane, he's willing to go again. So before we get to Hendrickson and his contract, by the way, he's under contract for 2 more seasons. But you know what he wants? He wants what everybody wants, a longer-term deal than Cincinnati's been willing to offer.
He wants to be paid like one of the top sack artists in the league, which he is. But to your point, the fact that this is why this gets funky is just because of the contract he just signed.
Yeah. We don't want to trade you.
He just signed a 1-year contract extension through 2025 worth $21 million a year. So that's the issue here, is that the front office is going to say, wait a minute, Trey, we just did business with you, and now you're circling back around a handful of months later and saying, I want even more money and want even more years. Based off of his production?
Based off of last year. That's it.
The dude has earned it, though. 2 out of the last 3 years in the league, he's been in the top 5 in sacks. So his production is where you want it to be and what you want from your pass rusher. But I just wonder if they're going to budge. And then the other angle of this that came out was that he's willing to retire, I guess, too.
Yeah, the old threaten to retire. Now, I don't know him. Maybe it's true. But it's tough to walk away from that kind of coin when you feel like your first goal is to get more money. Like it's a little odd. It'd be like, well, I don't know what it would be like. I'm trying to relate it to somebody, normal. Picture yourself in a job. I guess if you could take or leave your job, you really could take it or leave it. And you felt like the only thing that would keep you there is that they paid you a lot more. That would make it, you could stomach it.
I think it's also easy to hang it up when you've got a career earnings of almost $70 million, too. The dude's made $68 million in the league already. So
29 years old.
For some guys, it's like, okay, like if I'm not going to get what I want, maybe I can hang it up at this point.
So he probably thought, when he's playing at Florida Atlantic, he probably thought, if somebody told me I could earn that amount of money in I'm trying to think how many years. About 8 years.
Yeah.
7 years. 7, 8 years. If you told me, hey, 7 years from now, you know the old question, hey, where do you see yourself in 7 years? Well, I see myself about $70 million richer.
Sign me up for that, please. Sign me up for that.
Then he probably could. He's going off last year, his first team All-Pro. He had a career high in sacks.
Mm-hmm.
So do I get him trying to circle back to his bosses and say, hey, look what I did. This deserves more? Yeah, I get it. But this comes back to they're running a business. You signed a contract. And so I guess if you're going to leverage anybody, you would leverage them now. I had a career high in sacks. This would be the time.
So the guys ahead of him, top of the charts, the former Buckeye Nick Bosa, 34 a year. Whew, big time money for a little Bosa right there. And then Josh Allen, 28. Brian Burns, 28. TJ Watt, 28. And then Myles Garrett is at 25. So he probably wants to be sandwiched, I have to imagine, between Myles Garrett and Nick Bosa. I can't imagine he's asking for more than what Nick Bosa is getting right now, but I can completely understand him asking for more than $21 million right now.
Sacks are great, and they're big, but they're not all created equal. Not every one of your sacks is, hey, I bull rushed the guy in front of me, ragdolled him out of the way, and got to the quarterback. They're not all that.
Well, they're valuable, though.
No, they are. They are, but I feel like the numbers, because I could sit here and say, wait a minute, Trey Hendrickson, only Myles Garrett and TJ Watt have more over the last 5 years, so there's a lot of proof there, but he would get a lot of interest from around the league. So the whole retirement thing seems a little odd because A, you want more money. Okay, I'm not going to get it. Then you want to be traded. And now you're thinking I may just retire? Like,
it's a leverage move.
That's a leverage move.
It's a leverage move. And I wonder now how this has shifted, if it's shifted at all, the mindset of the front office going into the draft tonight when it comes to their first round pick. Mm-hmm. And do you now grab a defensive lineman over potentially an offensive lineman? You've been seeing a lot of that over the last couple of weeks, that maybe you go grab one of these tackles and back up Trent Brown, a veteran guy, yes, but he's been a guy that's been a little banged up over the last few years. So I wonder what shift they have going on in their mentality going into tonight, because look, without Trey Hendrickson, obviously we all know they're not going to be as good of a defense as they have been over the last couple of years, because this guy has been a constant with his production year in and year out and getting the quarterback to the ground. And I'm sure some of those have to be strip sacks as well, maybe forced fumbles combined with these sacks. Like, Trey Hendrickson's an absolute beast, man. That was a great signing a few years ago when they got him out of New Orleans. So we don't really know how serious the threat is, because it could be a similar vibe with T. Higgins. It says, yes, I'm going to throw this out there that I want to be traded to try to apply a little bit of pressure to the front office, but I don't really want to leave. I'm just trying to do that to get more money. Who knows? But this is not where you want to be when you're a team that just a couple years ago was in the Super Bowl, and the two guys that won out right now are focal points of what you got to do on both sides of the ball.
One guy got tagged. The other had a contract who wants more. It's not shocking, but you're right. It's not all like sunshine and rainbows in Cincinnati right now when you get this news right before the draft. And he did it, and he timed it right. Mm-hmm. He timed it right, because when are you going to have the most leverage? When the trading can happen. Here's draft night. We're picking 18th. Maybe the Bengals were already going to take an edge guy.
Maybe.
But now it feels like he and his agent have thrown every last thing they can at Cincinnati. A, I want to be traded, or A, I want more money, longer-term deal. Okay, can't get that. All right, well, then trade me. Well, we don't want to trade you. You have a contract. Oh, really? Maybe I just don't play anymore. Maybe I just retire. Right. So he's throwing everything at him.
He is. He really is. And so your defensive line right now, you got the former Buckeye and Sam Hubbard coming off an ankle surgery right now. Mm-hmm. Who knows what that'll look like come training camp. Hopefully he'll be okay. You lost DJ Reader, who I thought was a really good player for them over the last couple of years, and you've replaced him with Sheldon Rankins as another veteran defensive line guy in the interior. But the key to all of this, to me, with or without Trey Hendrickson in the mix in 2024, is what the heck are they getting from Myles Murphy? I mean, they spent a first-round pick on him last year to be a pass rusher that could really rotate in with Sam and Trey when those guys need a blow or whatever it is, or maybe you can move Sam inside on certain downs, or all of those things. When you have flexibility of the defensive line are a great thing, but he's the guy that has to go. And if he gets really good, if they get really good production out of Myles Murphy, then the hit of maybe losing Trey Hendrickson won't be as bad. But there's no question, you got Pro Bowl caliber player in Trey Hendrickson, but he's a big piece of this year. Is Myles Murphy's got to crank his game up to another level.
He would have to be the guy called upon right away.
Yeah.
If this happens and they move Hendrickson, then it's on, kid.
Mm-hmm.
You were our guy from last year. This is your time. But there are teams that would probably pick up the phone
for Trey.
Yeah,
I believe you on that.
There are a ton of them
on that.
I mean, and you could probably deal him to the NFC if you didn't want to deal with him, right?
You just grab the best deal in the AFC.
Yeah, I guess, as long as there wasn't anything in division, I would think. It kind of makes me think like why the Chargers would not trade tonight with the Raiders or somebody. Like if the Raiders call and say, hey, we want to come up to 5 and get our quarterback.
I wouldn't want to do
Chargers
business.
Say, whoa.
Yeah, because
in the division?
I wouldn't want to do business with a division rival for the quarterback position. Everything else, you can talk me into that if the deal's good enough. That's the one position, though, that I'm staying away from with a division rival. Because to your point, if you're the Chargers and you hand the Raiders Penix or
how about Denver
or whoever, right? Then you're living with that
no
for
doubt.
Years and years and years. That's a bad stain on the resume.
And it's kind of why when we get to 2 o'clock and we do our predictions, and I was thinking about 2 teams, either the Giants or the Vikings, calling up the Chargers and say, hey, we want 5. We got to have 5. And the more I think about it, it's probably the Vikes. But there are 2 very desperate teams that want quarterbacks too. Now, they could wait. Denver could wait, and the Raiders could wait.
Yeah.
But if the Raiders or Denver are picking up the phone and calling the Chargers for number 5,
good luck. Good luck.
Give us everything you have.
You have to.
Because we're not handing you your quarterback at 5, and then we have to play against him twice a year.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Real quick.
Unless they hate the quarterbacks and say, hey, please come on up and get him.
Maybe so.
We think he's a bust.
Trey Hendrickson, T. Higgins, they both playing for Cincy this year? I think T for sure is playing.
I think T has to. I think it's the tag. It's big money. He cannot walk away from that. He's got to just go ball out. He's got a healthy quarterback, presumably. Yeah. He can get his numbers and then go. With Hendrickson, you want to cut him before June 1st? You're going to save some cap space. There's dead money.
Cutting him
you're not doing that.
Do that.
I meant deal him. I meant deal him.
Yeah,
sorry,
we can trade him for some stuff, but just,
I meant deal him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But we can't just let him go for nothing.
Deal him from the roster.
I think with the retirement thing, like I said, who knows how real that is, though? Like, how real of a threat is that?
How real can it be if you're asking for a long-term deal or to be traded first?
He clearly wants to still play football. We just don't know if there's some static between he and the front office and how heavy of a static that is for Trey Hendrickson.
Could he walk away at 29, like you said? But it doesn't sound like it. By the way, the T. Higgins thing, that's funny because now he kind of has a partner in crime. So now he's kind of like, because I saw Shefty, hey, he's reaffirming he wants out. Yeah. Like a week ago, CBD still have that cut or whenever that was from like a week ago?
There ain't budging, though, with T. I don't think they're budging with T.
You still have that cut from T. Higgins? I want to hear that at the camp when he was, asked. By the way, when you're at a camp, you're around kids,
Yeah, it's good vibes.
Yeah, good vibes.
I do anticipate it. Since he's grown up, I love for Cincy that I didn't think I would, but, man, looking forward to it.
I didn't think I would like Cincy.
And I anticipate it.
I anticipate playing for them.
Okay.
All right. $21 million.
And that's the difference between Trey Hendrickson and T. Higgins. Trey Hendrickson's almost made $70 million. T. Higgins, I don't think is going to walk away from more money that he's ever seen in his life this year.
No.
And to your point, why are you walking away from Joey B when you can probably ball out at a high clip and maybe tempt a team next year in free agency to hit you with $30 million a year?
Stay healthy. Bet on yourself.
Those
are 2 different things.
T's in. Trey's the big question mark, though. That's very uncertain.
His camp did it very well.
They did.
The night of the draft, or the night before the draft, I want out. But wait a minute, you're under contract for 2 years. For what'd you say, $15 million this year and 20-something next year? What are you talking about? We're ready to go, man. We missed the playoffs for the first time after making it a couple years in a row. We went to the Super Bowl, man. You want to be a part of that? No, I'd rather retire.
When you said the Super Bowl, man, it reminded me of the Favre call.
All right. It's probably because it's in there. It's in there. All right. We'll stay with NFL football. And the Cowboys have already entered negotiations. With whom? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
When that alarm clock goes off, Morning Juice comes on. The perfect way to dominate your day or just lay around the house. Morning Juice.
Weekdays at 6.
The Fan.
Most businesses have one tagline.
Not here, baby.
At Sunny Street Cafe, for whatever reason, we've got 7.
Yeah, we do.
And here's number 5.
Sunny Street Cafe. Tasty breakfast and lunch with fist bump friendly kind of service.
Now with 8 locations.
All AAA members have at least one thing in common. They know that careful navigation provides peace of mind, like how it's vitally important to steer clear of cold coffee, stale donuts, and office drama. But AAA Plus members also know that even the most skilled navigators will experience mishaps on the road. That's why they have AAA in the first place. With a AAA membership, you can meet life with more peace of mind, secure in the knowledge that expert roadside assistance is just a tap, click, or call away. Join AAA today.
Safe Auto Insurance is now Direct Auto Insurance. What's the difference? Basically, the name. Direct Auto offers savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, just like you're used to, which means you never have to make trade-offs when it comes to paying for car insurance. So don't even think about carpooling to work with Talkative Ted. It's time to stop compromising and keep driving with Direct Auto. Get a free quote at directauto.com or call 1-877-GO-DIRECT. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
New 2024 Chevrolet Equinox LT FWD with approved.
We're dealing at Reichert. New SUVs starting at only $148 a month. Drive a brand new Reichert Chevy Equinox home today, just $148 a month. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichertChevrolet.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
24 monthly, $44.80 due at signing. Offers may not be combined. In stock vehicles. See dealer for details. Offer ends 4/30/24.
Reichert Chevy's dealing in Dublin. Hundreds of vehicles in stock on the ground and priced to sell fast. Visit our Dublin location of I-270 in Sawmill or ReichertChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Tyler from Wendy's here. The best part of Wendy's Cinnabon Pull-Apart is every part, especially if you get it with a small coffee or soft drink for just $5. Get to Wendy's for a Cinnabon Pull-Apart today.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary. Cinnabon is a registered trademark of Cinnabon Franchisor SPT, LLC.
Bishop and Friends.
My dad is actually calling me right now. He probably is not even aware that I'm doing this.
A lot of people in your family are really confused about what time we go on the air.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Do you ever worry about a sales guy trying to sell you on something that you really don't need, or even worse, sell you on a product that turns out to be low quality? I absolutely hate that. But you don't have to worry about that with Newman Roofing. They work hard to eliminate that fear, as they're going to be honest with you about what you really need and what product works the best. When we got our roof, we sat down with Tim and his team, and they showed us 3 to 4 different styles. We talked about prices, we talked about quality, and what would best fit our needs. They were fully transparent about it, and we were so happy with the entire process. They're not going to overpromise and underdeliver. We got more than what we bargained for, which was one heck of a quality roof. The Newman sales team, they try to do things right from the very beginning, and you're going to be greeted with a friendly voice who's focused on your needs. And you can see that because of the hundreds of 5-star reviews and why they're one of the most trusted family names in Central Ohio. So give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or check them out online at newmanroofing.com.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Temperatures this afternoon will continue into the upper 50s and low 60s under plenty of sunshine, but fairly clear skies tonight mean temperatures do fall once again. We're talking lows in the low 40s and upper 30s, with 70s coming back by Friday afternoon before rain comes in Friday evening. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Sign up at oh.bet365.com. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus. Windows and doors that go beyond.
All right, Solomon Wilcots, bottom of the hour, 1:33. I just saw a story that kind of opened my eyes. The mayor of London is eyeing a Super Bowl bid.
Okay.
I mean, they've got a lot going on. So this is what they want to bring. The Super Bowl, the NBA, WrestleMania, and they put together another bid for the 2040 Olympics.
I wouldn't be mad as a fan if we had a Super Bowl overseas. That wouldn't bother me.
What time's it going to kick off?
That's a good question.
I mean, they're like 5-6 hours ahead of us.
Do we need to get our passports ready?
Radio Row in the UK?
That's a good question.
Well, you know, I did have a little interaction with Paul McCartney at some point, the Super Bowl.
That happened in Miami, right?
Maybe we just hit him up. Well, that would be weird because if you did it the old-fashioned way where we kick this thing off at 6 o'clock or whatever our time, well, you couldn't play it at night there. They'd have to play the Super Bowl at
I'm here for it.
Noon London time or 1 o'clock.
Works for me.
Yeah.
I'll be seated no matter what time a Super Bowl kicks off. They
It's
could say
on
the Super
TV,
Bowl.
right. It's not like it's that.
They could say the Super Bowl kicks at 3 a.m.
Noon London time would be like breakfast time here.
That's what I'm saying. Some mimosas, some pancakes.
So wait a minute. I thought they were ahead of us.
They are. So if they're at noon, we will be at 7 o'clock here.
That's what I'm saying. They'd have to kick it off there.
Noon Eastern time here.
I'm already confused.
Which would be 5 o'clock London time.
I'm here for a Super Bowl.
We want it at our regular time. We want it at 5 or 6 o'clock
their time,
Eastern.
it would be almost midnight.
Correct.
Then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They couldn't do that. So if they wanted to have it in the evening time there, we'd be kicking off here at lunchtime.
And guess what? The ratings would be through the roof still.
On a Sunday afternoon.
They'd be through the roof.
1 o'clock.
It's just like what we normally do on Sundays. You know?
Yeah, we run around getting the food, getting everything set.
Exactly.
I got to get my errands done. The Super Bowl is going on.
No question.
That's why. Well, it's not right away anyway. The Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans next year. Then it's going to be at the Field of Jeans, Santa Clara,
San Fran, okay.
26. And then we're going back to SoFi. I think they're going back-to-back Callies.
Yeah, Cali
gets
Super
everything.
Bowl. Not surprised by that. They get everything.
Have they hosted NBA games?
At
London?
SoFi?
No, in London.
I don't know if they have. NBA's done a ton of international things for decades now.
They probably have.
So I would not be surprised at all if Adam Silver's like, hey, if the check's big enough,
yes,
we'll send them
that
over there.
we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, get Amazon on the phone.
Exactly.
The Cowboys did meet with someone pre-draft, and it looks like they're getting ready to do something.
This came from Josina Anderson yesterday at about 7:03 p.m. I'm told the Cowboys are currently meeting with running back Ezekiel Elliott's representative around the facility a day before the NFL draft. Where's your mind go when you hear that?
My mind goes that it's a fun little bookend reunion for Zeke to get paid something. It's probably a cheaper deal for Dallas. It's going to be weird. It's almost like you paid. Let's say you went out and bought a car. Like this is your first amazing car, and you spent, I don't know, $80,000. This is your dream car, and you got it.
Mm-hmm.
And you drove it for about 4 years, and then you sold it. And then about, I don't know, I'm not even doing the math right, but let's say another 4 or 5 years goes by, and you see, wait a minute, the guy I sold it to is advertising it again. And you know what? I had a lot of great times in that car. Had a lot of emotion going on for this thing.
Oh, a lot of motion in the car or
yes.
emotion?
Motion.
Okay.
Yes. Emotions in motion. How's that? So I had a lot of emotions in motion in that car.
Yeah.
And wait a minute. Now I can get it back for like $18,000. It's got a lot more miles on it.
Right.
It might need some work, but you know what? I've got a real affection for this thing. And you know what? I never thought I'd get a second chance at it. Now I get it at this price. Let's do it.
The one that got away.
Well, think of it. If you've owned vehicles in your life, and that's kind of where my mind goes. And those ones you've probably sold, people listening probably think, you know what? I sold that because the warranty was up. I didn't want to deal with it breaking. There was stuff that was going to go wrong with it. And you know what they said? This is the time to sell it. And I sold it. And I wish I never did. But I didn't have a garage to store it in. And now I'm like, wait a minute. That's my car from back in like 2002.
Yeah.
You'd be like, let's do it.
It's a feel-good type of thing for the Cowboys. I don't know how much high-end production would come back from Zeke at this point in his career. He looked pretty good in New England last year, but we know what Zeke can bring to the table, and I still think he can be a bit of a hammer for you down there in the red zone. Last year between, Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle, they only had 8 touchdowns combined between the two of them, and I know you don't like.
He was good at the start.
He was.
Tony was given the starting job.
Yeah.
And I thought it started out fine, and then they just couldn't get him in the end zone.
He just wasn't the guy we saw a couple years ago. So now Tony's in Tennessee. Rico Dowdle's still there. They still seem to like him.
I do like Uncle Rico.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in another running back at some point in the draft.
Royce Freeman.
Well, they got Royce Freeman's, I think, kind of just a body at this point in his career. But I think, maybe you go into rounds 2, 3, 4, whatever it's going to be for the Cowboys, and you grab, a Trey Benson or Jonathan Brooks or whoever they like in the running back class, because they still need, I think, a guy back there. Because when the Cowboys were rolling under Dak a few years ago, Zeke and Dak and that offensive line, that was legit. Like, that was a problem to deal with if you're a defense. So bringing Zeke back would have no issue with it. It'd be a cheap deal. You get him back with Dak, the vibes would be good, and he can help you contribute, I think, in certain portions of the field.
They're weak. They're weak at running back.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it as far as NFL weakness goes. So now they could still get Zeke and get a running back for sure. Draft a running back. 100%. They probably will.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you think about, you could have, by the way, you could have a heck of a tryout in Dallas at running back.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring in, you've got Dowdle, you'd have Zeke, you'd have Freeman, Deuce Vaughn, and a bunch of other guys, and you could draft somebody.
And you got time to figure it out. Got mini camps around the corner, get you through the summer. Maybe roll through the guys you like, you don't like, and maybe you cut it down to 3 or 4 when we get down to the nitty-gritty.
May not happen before tonight, but it would happen maybe by the weekend's over.
Yep.
Yeah, because they'd have the draft to figure it out. I don't think anyone's racing them to sign Zeke.
No, I think maybe you wait to see how the board falls throughout the draft, and if you got to go back to Zeke, you hit him up and throw him a little money.
We talked about the Bengals, what's going on with them. Solomon Wilcots certainly has his ear to the ground when it comes to Cincinnati, and tonight and beyond, we'll have him on next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
This is NASCAR driver Tony Breidinger, inviting you to make a pit stop at Raising Cane's for my favorite craveable chicken fingers. Turbocharge your order and get it even faster when you order online or with the Raising Cane's app. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Raising Cane's is not affiliated with NASCAR.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands. at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Visit us on the corner of Sawmill and 161 or visit our website, TanskySawmillToyota.com for all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky. Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here, and I'm proud to tell you about my friends at the Diamond Cellar. I've been a customer for over 15 years, and springtime is the giving season, and everything from weddings to anniversaries, new babies, graduations, everything in between. I'm here to tell you firsthand, there is no better place to find the perfect gift for any occasion than the Diamond Cellar. As a true jeweler, they have the finest selection of luxury jewelry from world-class designers, or they can create something one-of-a-kind just for you. It's Diamond Cellar. Check them out. Sawmill Road, Easton Town Center, or diamondcellar.com.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we'll talk Memorial Tournament with director Dan Sullivan, plus this week's tour stop in New Orleans and more with Dave Shedlowski of Golf Digest.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick, presented by X-Golf. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $9.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $9.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great for a limited time at participating salons.
The $9.99 Great Haircut Sale runs April 24th through April 27th.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest that you're a cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Self-care alert, new Tropic Bowls are here. Try one of our 4 flavors like our new acai bowl. Your vacay is a Tropic Bowl away.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I love a beautiful lawn. I hate doing lawn care. That's why I use True Green. They're the official lawn treatment provider of the PGA Tour. We all know those are some nice greens. So just imagine what they could do to your lawn. All you have to do is water and mow. And to top it off, when you sign up for an annual plan by April 20th, get 1 application free. Visit TrueGreen.com for the best lawn at the best price, guaranteed. Restrictions apply.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
A perfect afternoon parlay. This is Rothman and Ice.
Our friend was such a versatile talent when he played, and even more so now in the broadcasting world. We connected with him briefly out at Radio Row. The former Bengal himself, opening drive on Sirius, and so much more on his resume. Our friend Solomon Wilcots, welcome back. How you been?
Guys, how you doing? Good to be on with you today. Thank you.
Outstanding. You know, before we get to the draft, I just saw this story about London trying to pitch for a Super Bowl, and they've had games over there. You worked over there, right, for Sky Sports?
Absolutely. Multiple seasons. I can tell you, they have a rabid NFL fan base over there.
So you would be in for that if they got the Super Bowl?
I'm going to tell you right now, not until they get a team. You have someone pony up for an NFL franchise in London, just like the cities and the municipalities and the ownership group here have to pony up before they get a Super Bowl, right? Minneapolis, Detroit. I mean, to me, I think that's how it works. I would not look to take something away domestically that's thoroughly supported here to ship out one of our crown jewels of entertainment across the pond where most of Americans can't get there and participate. So, no, if they had a team, if London put their hat in the ring and financed the team, then I would be all for having a Super Bowl there.
All right, Solomon, let's get down to some business in Cincinnati. We got kind of hit with a surprise yesterday from Adam Schefter that their great pass rusher, Trey Hendrickson, looks like he wants out of Cincinnati. When that news came across your desk, where did your mind go? What do you think's next and how the front office will handle this?
Look, I think there's some argument for both sides. This is kind of like nuanced conversations when they were trying to negotiate a long-term deal last year. Trey Hendrickson was coming off the season in 2022 where he had only 8 sacks. I don't know that he had a real strong leg to stand on to get the long-term deal he was looking for. So they kind of came in the middle, right? They gave him another year on the contract at $15 million for the 2024 season. Now that 2023 is over, they go back to the negotiating table. He wants the long-term deal again, but wants to negotiate off the 17.5 sacks that he had last year. I think second only to T.J. Watt, which is a strong number. So now he wants to be paid at the top of the market. I could hardly blame him. He clearly is the best defensive player that the Bengals have. I don't know that they want to meet that number given the numbers they're going to be facing with Burrow, Jamar Chase. They're not even negotiating with T. Higgins, which I think is very disappointing. And if they're conducting business the same way with Trey Hendrickson, meaning they're saying they're negotiating but they're not, then I could see why both players would say, well, look, if you're not going to even negotiate with me, then you might as well trade me.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's the business. We get it. And he's leveraging it right before the draft when these decisions have to be made. Do you think that it impacts what they do with pick 18 tonight? Or do they stay true to their board and true to their contracts that they have with these guys and hope that certainly T plays on the tag and that Hendrickson fulfills at least this season?
I think both things, they can do both at the same time. I think they can stay true to their board and still take one of the best pass rushers at 18 because from what I'm told and talking to some of the people who really know, there's not an abundance of players with first-round grades on the defensive side of the ball. In other words, we're going to see offensive linemen, quarterbacks, and wide receivers take up the top end of the first round of tonight's draft, meaning you're going to get a good edge rusher, a good interior lineman, or maybe a good cornerback at around 18. That's when you're going to expect to see those defensive players come off the board. I think they may have already had their board set, saying that, look, we're only going to have Trey Hendrickson for one more year. We got to get an edge rusher now. They already know they lost DJ Reader. They did sign Sheldon Rankins, but we may need an interior defensive lineman. We need a cornerback to add to the rotation. And do we draft T. Higgins' replacement now in this year's draft? I think they can do that in the second round, given the amount of receivers they have going deep. But I think your question is well asked. They may lean into finding an edge rusher with that 18th overall selection to replace T. Higgins and Sam Hubbard, who's getting a little long in the tooth as well.
So Joe Mixon, he's now a Houston Texan. He'll be balling out with C.J. Stroud. I want to ask you, Solomon, how you feel now about the current construction of the running back room in Cincinnati with the addition of Zach Moss.
Well, look, the Bengals outbid the Dallas Cowboys for Zach Moss. He was wanted on the free agent market. He's a really good player. Joe Mixon was one of these players that, he'd get 1,000 yards. He never fumbled. Guys, he had one of the best rates in terms of protecting the ball. I think only 6 career fumbles, 7 seasons into his NFL career. That's tremendous ball security. He really lacked in terms of protecting the quarterback, and you and I both know that's where it really all matters, protecting Joe Burrow. they feel like that with the group, Zach Moss, Chase Brown, who's an electric player who they want to give more snaps to, not less, and Travion Williams, that they have a combination. You throw in Chris Evans, that together as a committee, they have everything they need in a backfield, considering the offense really is going to go through Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, and not through the running back. So that's where they decided to go. I still think they need to improve their run game. Let's see if they can do it with the likes of Zach Moss. If they end up improving the run game without Joe Mixon, then I think everyone in Cincinnati is going to be happy for that. And I think Mixon is going to be happy with the fact he got a new contract out of Houston.
Talking to the former safety in the NFL, Bengals, Vikes, Steelers, and he certainly is a Colorado buff in his past. He is Solomon Wilcots with us. I'll stay with that theme you guys were just on. You get Joe Burrow back, presumably healthy here, but you're changing the OC, right? Dan Pitcher moves from quarterbacks coach to OC. What do you project in that relationship? What do you know of him, and what do you expect?
Dan Pitcher gets groomed from within the organization. You guys know how these West Coast teams run it. Whether you're Sean McVay, whether you're Kyle Shanahan, whether you go back to Bill Walsh, the Mike Holmgren, the Mike Shanahan, the John Gruden, those coaches, including Andy Reid, they run their own offense, right? They literally are their own offensive coordinators. The coordinators manage things during the week. They put the call sheets together based on situations, down and distance, and personnel groupings. Those are the more complicated things they handle behind the scenes. But come game day, Zach Taylor's calling his own plays. So I'm not here to minimize Dan Pitcher. He was groomed from within. He knows the things that Joe Burrow likes. And he and Zach Taylor and Burrow will work together to put together an organized game plan to give them the best chance of matching up against a defensive opponent week after week. And I don't suspect that any of that, the process, the play calling, any of that will change with the elevation of Dan Pitcher as the OC.
All right, finally, you got any bold predictions for tonight in the top 10? You think anything crazy will happen that'll be real eye-opening?
Look for trades, guys. Look for the Giants potentially moving up to number 3. Look for the Vikings potentially moving up, if not to number 3, to maybe number 6, where the Giants were. You're going to see a lot of movement up in that area. You got 6 quarterback-needy teams, but you also have 6 quarterbacks there. It just depends on who they like and the pairing of those quarterbacks, from Caleb Williams all the way down to Bo Nix. I think all 6 of them are going to go in the first round. Where they will go and when they will go, that's really what we're looking to see.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, thanks, my man. Always appreciate you. Be well. Hopefully we'll talk again soon. Enjoy the draft.
All right, guys. You guys enjoy as well. Thanks for having me. Take care.
You got it. Solomon Wilcots, former Bengal, Sirius XM, doing the opening drive, and he was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, let me give you a minute here for my friends at Bath Authority. So if your bath or shower is old, I assume it is, might be outdated. Even worse, it might have some mold or mildew. The broken tiles I know all about. You got to call my friends at the Bath Authority. It's time for you to shape up your bath. This is the place to do it. They'll provide you the highest quality remodeling products around, world-class customer service, and they have modern, durable tubs and showers. They're designed with an exclusive high-tech polymer liner. What does that scientific stuff mean to you? It means low maintenance, resistant to that mold and mildew I just talked about, very easy to clean. It's going to last for decades. Plus, it comes with a lifetime warranty. So it couldn't be any better. Bath Authority is the place to elevate your bathroom, get it to a new level, get it to luxury, get the style you want, and the safety you may need. So just get to bathauthority.com. If you do it now, you'll get a free in-home estimate, and they'll give you $1,000 off your new shower or bath. Great deal. And 36 months of interest-free financing. So the deal just keeps getting better. All Bath Authority products are 100% made in the U.S. of A. TheBathAuthority.com, a better bath awaits. When we come back, Buckeye Bulletin. Which Buckeyes are going to hear their names called tonight and beyond? We'll go through it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Can I tase Common Man in the nuts? Fine by us, but he may like it. Common Man and Tebow.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
Nowadays, nearly everyone sells topsoil, mulch, and even plants. Trust me when I say where you buy your plant and gardening material matters. Green is a buzzword now, but Oakland Nursery has been making Central Ohio green since 1940. Their reputation for quality and value is unrivaled. They bring in fresh nursery stock, not plant material that sits in the parking lot baking all summer. Don't settle for less when Oakland Nursery is so affordable. For 84 years, if you haven't been to Oakland Nursery, you simply haven't been to a nursery.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life. There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app, or listen at home on your smart speaker, or open up the iHeartRadio app, or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
This is your last chance to enter the Ohio Lottery's Fun Turns 50 promotion. Score $3,500 and 2 tickets to the epic party at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where you could win part of another $400,000 in cash prizes. Enter the new 50th anniversary scratch-off, or $50 worth of eligible non-winning $5 or $10 scratch-offs, and My Lotto rewards through the Ohio Lottery app. Hurry up! The last entry deadline is May 13th. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because when you trade in, you're dealing with a dealer. And sure, they're interested in a good deal. For them, not for you. Come to WeBuyAnyCar.com instead. All we do is buy cars. You get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price. So don't take chances with a trade-in. Go to WeBuyAnyCar.com for a free online valuation.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
Want to know anything about the Fan's contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, always a sense of pride when your school gets the first rounders. Everybody keeps track of that. And Ohio State still owns that lead. They own it over USC, newly into the Big Ten. They own it over Bama. They own it over the Irish, even the U. some other big college programs that have had first rounders or all times have been like, obviously, Michigan, Oklahoma, LSU, Florida, the usual suspects, Georgia. And it looks like Ohio State has a 5 first-round lead, Maddie, on USC.
Okay.
And so tonight, I'd have to go through it again, but you'll get Marvin tonight. You'll get another first-rounder.
USC will obviously get Caleb.
USC gets Caleb first.
That'll be it for them, I believe. I don't think anybody else from USC is getting drafted in the first round tonight. Neither do I think a Buckeye's going outside of Marvin in the first
That'll
round.
be it.
Yeah.
So, actually, it will be tight. It'll be the same thing this year. Ohio State will have still a 5-man lead going into 2025.
It could be kind of a light weekend for the Buckeyes this year. And not because, obviously we know there's a bunch of talent over there, but a lot of the talent came back to run it back for Ohio State this year. So next year, I think there'll be a lot more Buckeyes called, and we'll see how many first-rounders emerge coming from the team. That should be pretty darn good this year. But Marvin will be a name, obviously, we hear tonight. And then going into the weekend, Cade Stover, Mike Hall, Josh Proctor. Those guys may have to wait a little bit of time. Eichenberg. But at the end of the day, when your name's called in this thing, you're fulfilling a dream. So it doesn't matter what round you're in. So maybe the second off the board for Ohio State will be Cade. I don't know. Between Mike and Cade Stover.
Boy, that's tough.
It just
depends on the run, right?
Well,
if a few tight ends go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden.
Well, because one's going in the first round, and that's Brock. He's probably the only tight end. Brock Bowers is probably the only tight end going tonight.
Don't you think both of them are pretty evenly slotted at their position?
Like maybe second, third.
I was going to say both top 5 at their position.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And so I guess if I had to guess, I'd probably say Hall would go before Stover.
Okay.
But that's kind of where they are. I would say your over-under on Hall would probably be top 50. Get him into that second round.
CB's win
tough.
Over there.
You would take the over.
I routinely see him going to around the Brown spot and a little bit after that. So I would probably put the favor on the over, but it's close.
It is.
Let me give you an over-under on Stover then. 120.
Ooh. I think that's a
That'd
good
be
line.
like a fourth round.
Put him in the fourth round.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think he's going to go late in the third.
Okay. You take the under.
I'd go with the under.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know.
I'd almost put Eichenberg somewhere in that back 4th, 5th. Actually, the over-under on Eichenberg probably would be 4th/5th round. So, and you never know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
the
of
thing.
the linebackers.
Right.
Who knows? You'd probably look at him as being a 5th rounder. Is Proctor going to be in the first 200 picks?
Don't know, big dog.
It's close, right?
Don't
It's impossible to know.
Man.
Yeah. He's a late round.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, all you hear about is, man, I'd rather be a free agent. Don't draft
your
me.
spot.
Absolutely.
Pick your spot.
Find out where they're weak,
No
who
doubt.
needs what.
No question.
I got a chance. I'm going to go that. Unless you're going to be like Mr. Irrelevant, and then everything comes with that.
You also got to weigh the money, too, though, in that situation, right? Like, you'd still obviously rather go in the 5th round or 6th round than going undrafted just because, you don't never want to say no to some money.
It's a great thing when I'll have to go through that maybe in the next hour because it's that family that gives Mr. Irrelevant all those, showers them with gifts. It's amazing. I remember when Purdy, it was outstanding. You get that the whole week in Orange County and all that stuff.
It's good living.
Yeah. That's cool. We'll have to go through that. There was the creator of Mr. Irrelevant, I think, is gone, but I think the family took it over.
What's he up to?
Yeah. Created something pretty cool.
Well, good luck to all the Buckeyes. Good luck to all the Buckeyes this weekend and the guys that have contributed, throughout the last couple of seasons, fulfilling a dream. It's awesome. Happy for them.
Shout out to my boy, Coach Tucker over there. Tennis man, Ty Tucker, Coach of the Year. 6 Buckeyes named All Big Ten. Saw that come down today. Ty, you've been you're a legend, and you've been a legendary coach over there. And to see the tennis and the success that they've had over the years with him at the controls have been outstanding. Go buy yourself a new pair of sweatpants, Ty. You deserve it. Or just tell them to give you more.
It's awesome, man. Congratulations to him. He's been rolling for a long time. Did you see Felix Okpara's new home?
He landed?
He landed.
Felix the Cat?
The big fella has landed in Knoxville, Tennessee. Felix Okpara, Tennessee.
Ricky Barnes?
Yeah,
All
rocking
right.
out with old Slick Rick down there. So, sure he got himself a nice little bag.
Maybe a little tampering involved there?
Would not be surprised by that either, CB. We heard the story come out about Bruce Thornton, and as soon as Coach Holtman was let go, people were reaching out to his family. That's the game. It's crazy out here right now.
No one's watching it, right?
And exactly, right? And you throw money at these guys, and you throw an opportunity, obviously, to get on the floor and play at a high level in front of them, too. And you're not surprised by this move. Tennessee's been a good defensive team the last few years, so now you get a good shot blocker down there, and you can see why Rick Barnes wanted him.
Well, they had dudes at the portal, too. You got to replenish, right? Every school has them.
Yeah, I think
right?
Ohio State was targeting one of them.
Right.
Jonas Adu was their big man.
Yeah, a little swap. Little B-ball swap. Boy, that'd be great if one day we're doing the show years from now, or you are and I'm listening, all of a sudden you say, we've had a trade in college basketball, or we've had a trade in college.
I mean, listen, well, I would not be surprised.
What? You're paying these guys? We should be able to trade them.
It's resembling the pros almost to a T at this point anyway.
What would you put? I've had some really stupid theories. This could be easily one of the top-ranked stupid theories. But what percentage would you guys give in the next 20 years if you could trade a college athlete? 0?
No.
You could never do it.
I wouldn't say never.
You can't.
We didn't think
you can't.
You didn't
They're supposed to be going to school.
You didn't think in 2004 that we'd be where we are now, did you?
No, but at least they're controlling it. I mean, you can't tell a college kid,
get out.
You can't come to the you've been traded.
Oh, probably not. But I don't know if I would stamp never.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know I would write never in it.
I'm kind of here for it. If you're gonna control everything and you're gonna get paid and you want all this, then guess
That'd
what?
Be a sick game,
We're trading you for 2 other players.
That'd be a sick game.
And a co-ed to be named later.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Well, you want to beef up the campus, don't you?
Okay.
All right, that's enough of that. Okay, that's your Buckeye Bulletin. We'll do a deep dive when we come back, and we'll try to make our predictions. Speaking of how bad we can be, and we'll grade it on Friday. Can we nail, I don't know what percentage of the top 13, but we'll give it a go next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale. Did you know that right now you can save up to 50%?
On bookcases?
Yep.
Office storage?
Yeah.
Ooh, something for the kiddos?
We've got you. Plus, IKEA family members get an extra 10% on select sale items.
Sign me up.
Don't miss out on the big IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to IKEA-USA.com/offers now through 5/7. Offer valid 4/17 to 5/7. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Open a limited-time 11-month certificate at Kemba Financial Credit Union. At 5.25% APY, it's more than triple the national average, plus it's a safe and secure way to grow your money. Visit your local branch or kemba.org/cb for details. Offer expires May 31st, 2024. APY equals annual percentage yield. Restrictions apply. $500 minimum and $250,000 maximum deposit. Advantage status required. Comparison based on bank rate average. Federally insured by NCUA.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. What's going on the lots? I shall tell you. All April long, take advantage of the Jermaine buyback program and receive $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. That's not all, though. You can get rates as low as 1.8% and lease rebates up to $16,000 on some of the most popular models like the all-new electric RZ. New Lexus inventory is back on the lot. They have plenty of incentives, including the return of lease programs, and they want to see you. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
Tyler from Wendy's here. The best part of Wendy's Cinnabon Pull-Apart is every part, especially if you get it with a small coffee or soft drink for just $5. Get to Wendy's for a Cinnabon Pull-Apart today.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary. Cinnabon is a registered trademark of Cinnabon Franchisor SPE LLC.
This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone, the Buckeye State's garage flooring experts. Spring into savings with pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Seasonal inventory is limited, so act now. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is ESPN's Mike Greenberg, and ESPN Bet is ready to take you through all the biggest sports moments this spring. The official sports book of ESPN has exclusive offers and markets from Scott Van Pelt, Stephen A. Smith, and me. From the playoff intensity to finally getting out to the ballpark, there's no better time for sports fans. Sign up today, and new users get $100 in bonus bets for making any sportsbook bet. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. Major League Baseball in the Buckeye State today underway up in Cleveland. The Guardians have jumped on the Red Sox in the second and lead 1-0. Meanwhile, down in Cincinnati, Philadelphia has scored 4 thus far. They lead the Reds 4-0. That game is in the third inning. Clippers play tonight in Syracuse. NFL Draft starts tonight at 8. We'll have coverage right here on The Fan. NBA playoffs tonight. Game 3, Cavs are in Orlando at 7 o'clock. Cavs lead the first round series 2-0. Game 3 of the series versus Knicks and 76ers in Philly at 7:30. Knicks have 2-0, and Nuggets at Lakers tonight at 10. Denver leads that series 2-0. This update is brought to you by Nature Stone. Get your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
I want my picks back, and I want David Putney. I need a punt returner.
Where the hell did that come from?
It doesn't matter. I want all my picks back, and I want David Putney just because I feel like it.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I am. Haven't I proved that already? You make this deal right now, Tom, and you get Bo Callahan. Say it with me. You get Bo. Come on, Tom. Say it with me, you pancake-eating.
Outstanding. CB, well done. One of the great sports movies ever made. Matty Ice, Draft Day. You haven't seen it. I know you
never will
one day,
and never will, and I never will. CB said he's firing up 2 hours before the draft tonight. He's locked in, man. You guys swear by it.
No.
I'll live through you.
I really don't. I have fun with it now because you haven't seen it. I feel like that the trades of Draft Day and how badly some teams got fleeced in that thing, I think the movie is pretty regarded as kind of the way every team, gets what they want maybe at the end, but it's how Costner is kind of pulling the strings on it. And listen, when it first came out and the fact it was centered around Cleveland and that franchise and how much heartbreak and bad luck they've had, they needed a little bit of a feel-good story, but too bad it was all fiction. But yeah, if you look at this, you start current day values. And I always thought the movie was flawed at the end. I can't remember exactly why I thought it was flawed, because the owner.
Why? Because they traded back up into the top 5 to not a bunch of second-round picks?
No, not that part. It was how bad the owner wanted the quarterback, and yet somehow at the end he thought that Sonny did such a good job, then he was okay with not getting him. Was that like
because he wanted the running back, and I forget his name, but Arian Foster played the running back, and he had some roots in Cleveland.
But he sees Bo Callahan because remember that line when the owner walks back in, he's like, "Wait a minute, we can still get Bo," and then he never gets him, and then he acts like everything's great. So nothing had changed with the owner. The owner didn't know about the birthday party or all that backstory. So that to me was a little bit flawed. And that the owner somehow went along with everything at the end like it was the greatest move ever made when he really didn't pick the guy the owner wanted. But he saw him working, and it works. The Browns were it's a decent story. I will say this. It's not one of those sports movies that you'd watch over and over for me. For me, I wouldn't watch it over and over. Yeah. But it's not a bad movie.
Okay.
It's not
mid, is
bad.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I think there's only so much you can do, right? It's about an NFL draft. Yeah. It's not about an athlete, or it's not like Miracle on Ice or Rocky. It's not like you're getting that real athletic part of it. But if you do what we do, and we like talking about this baloney all the time, then I think actually you might like it.
And it plays here in Ohio because it's the Brownies. So that's why I understand why people here like it. But what's an what is it? IMDb?
Yeah.
Did I get that right? What's their rating?
You mean Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
what are they giving draft day? That's what I need to know.
Because they really count.
I got a 60% from Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, so not bad.
Is that decent?
Pretty mid, like you described it.
Yeah. For the audience score, that's the tomato meter. What is the tomato meter? The reviews? If those are the reviews, because the ratings for the audience score gave it a 65%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you described it very well then, based off the grade.
The whole movie, they're on the clock, technically, right? It's the day of leading up to being on the clock, but it's the moves, the behind the scenes, and there's obviously there are some very good lines in it. Who played Dennis Leary played the coach. And he came in and he had the great line of, when they said they do it different in Dallas because he came from Dallas, he goes, yeah, they win a lot. And he shows up his rank. That was actually a good line. And, the Costner love affair with Jennifer Garner isn't, it's sappy. I'm not saying it isn't, but you're right. It's Cleveland. It's the practice field. Have you ever been to Berea? It's cool. And then the drone shots of the stadiums, when they're going to Seattle and this and that are very cool.
So I don't know if there's going to be a better line in the movie though than the pancake eating. That line. I don't know if there's anything better than that.
Yeah, it's a fun little ride, Maddie. I suggest you get on. Pull the bar down. Keep your arms inside the vehicle.
I think I'll probably be firing up Drake's draft day today more so than the old movie.
Do you think you'll ever see the movie?
No, I'm going to make it a point to never watch the movie on purpose.
Also with a Cleveland reference in there and Johnny Manziel.
Shout out to Johnny.
All right. I wish someday you would see it just to maybe either give it a stamp or say, I was right. It's horrible. Like, why? Like, I want.
No, I just, listen, you've hit me with a bunch of movies to watch over the years. I got a long list, big
Yeah,
that was a lot of work to do. Yeah, that ain't happening.
All right, so let's go through this.
Yeah.
We decided to do the 13th because we want to include Vegas, I think, because that's the one either Penix is there and they'll take him or they won't. Under a slate gray sky, a ragtag group of renegades. Speaking of the Raiders. All right, we can do this fairly quickly because I think we both believe the top three will fall the way the experts are predicting. I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for you, but I think Williams, Daniels, May go. The Patriots are very interesting to me. They have so many needs. The quarterback can't fix them this year. But if you're Robert Kraft and you want to start an era of not being a punching bag, then you probably need to take a guy who has a decent ceiling, who doesn't have to start right away, can sit on the bench. Jacoby Brissett can mentor him.
Let me ask you this.
Feels right to me.
Why do you want to sit Drake May? Because you said that a couple times
I don't want to sit him, but everybody I've read and heard says his footwork is garbage. Yes, he's a talent, but there's no reason to put him out there and have him stumble all over himself. Let's have Brissett start this thing. Yeah. And like they did it with Mahomes. They've done it. And other guys better than him have sat.
There's also no reason to force him into a situation where there's no offensive help either around him. So not mad at that. I just wanted to get your personal take on that because
build the roster
and then
you
drop
throw him out.
in there.
Don't Tim Couch this guy.
I'm with you. I think we're getting Caleb, Jaden, Drake May out of the gate. I think the Pats are staying. They're going to take a quarterback. Because here's the other thing we don't know is how all these teams feel about next year's class, right? If you're willing to pass on a quarterback this year, do you really love, maybe the Carson Becks of the world, Shedeur Sanders of the world?
Will we be up that high?
Correct.
Though?
That's another group. That's probably the most important question there, too. So
Patriots probably will.
With the way that the roster's constructed, you're probably right about that.
All right. 4.
Marv.
So I think we're both. They're probably not moving. I think they could move back and get a top receiver. We know they can, but moving back, number 4 is in pretty heavy demand. I think the price would be big, and they could take it. They're in a great spot even without a deal. We know that.
Yeah.
They have 11 picks in this draft, 6 in the first 3 rounds. Receiver's their greatest need, and they use it to grab the star. Why wouldn't it be Harrison? Like, you could almost talk me into them trading if they didn't need a receiver. But they need one.
They need it, man.
And they need it badly. And they could swing a deal and get another really good receiver. But I'm going to play the odds here and say they do not let Harrison Jr. get past them.
That's where I'm at as well. And also, Kyler Murray this morning dropped a tweet that says something about today just feels right. The vibes are immaculate.
Number 5.
Now, this is where it can get funky. Oh, what are you doing, big dog?
I thought all show I was going to say it'd be a lot easier for the Chargers to come down a spot, let the Giants come up, and then they still get whoever they want at 6. But I think the Vikings are
okay.
This has been, and how ironic would this be? Harbaugh trying to fleece the Vikes, the team that he thought he was going to coach, left there thinking he had the job. They said, "No, you're not our guy," and then letting the Vikings come up to grab their guy, his guy, J.J. McCarthy. It's like you couldn't make that crap up. I do think the Vikings trade. And they get the Vikes 11th, 23rd, and maybe we'll throw them a mid-rounder in 25. And I think we go up and get them.
I don't think Jim Harbaugh is going to pass up an opportunity to grab the best offensive lineman in the draft.
And I've seen a lot of that, too.
So whether it's Joe Alt or whether it's someone else, I think the Chargers are going to stay there at 5.
Okay.
And he's going to build this thing from the trenches out.
Sounds right. Vikings can still find a way, but I'm sure they're a little afraid of the Giants.
Yeah.
And so I'll just make the leap and go with McCarthy at 5 to the Vikes. 6, Giants.
If I'm them, I'm not leaving Malik Neighbors on the board.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. I would take Malik Neighbors. I don't love J.J. McCarthy enough to take him 6th overall over what could be a dominant wide receiver. So give me Malik Neighbors at 6.
I'm gonna ride with you on that one. They could move up and even try to get Drake May to sit for a year behind Daniel Jones with the no guaranteed money that they're going to pay Jones after this season. But I'm with you. I'd probably go with Neighbors as well. Tennessee's on the board at 7. I feel like they would definitely trade here if they could. If you've got they need a left tackle badly, and I feel like Alt is going to be there. If the Vikes don't make that move, they could try to trade with Tennessee if the Giants don't take McCarthy. So I could see them being in that position too. But I'm going to go with Alt there at 7 to Tennessee.
This is where I have your team trading.
Okay.
Vikings coming up, and I would take Michael Penix right here.
Okay. So you got Penix going 7
to Minnesota.
All right, I'll have Alt going to Tennessee there. Atlanta at 8.
I think they're going pass rusher. Dallas Turner
from Bama.
Whoever, pass rusher.
Yeah, I like it. I'll ride there with you. 9, Bears.
Well, you know what I'm doing. I said it earlier. Adunze, come on down.
Boy, they could grab Bowers there and really mess the Jets up.
Well fine. We'll take Adunze and pair him with Garrett Wilson.
Absolutely. I love the weapon. It's hard for me to disagree with you. I think there could be a trade here. I think there could be a trade. I think the Bears would trade at that point since they have Keenan and DJ Moore. I know it's not forever.
Yeah.
Or they could go defense there.
The safe, smart pick is probably the offensive lineman. But I'm eating my dessert right now before my vegetables.
All right,
I don't care.
I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna call for another trade.
Ooh. Wait, can you save this for after the break?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. We have not gone over these with each other prior to the show, so I don't know where you're going next.
All right, so we'll do 9 through 13 in pre-snap.
Yeah.
Because I think the Bears are ripe for a trade. This is their chance to really – you're right. They could go all in. That's the big phrase now. Even Jerry Jones was all in.
They haven't done a damn
all
thing.
in.
They haven't done anything, Jerry.
You can't go all in if you're not already in.
Shout out to the Jags.
We'll come back. Pre-snap next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
An ex-jock and a very puffy, smooth-faced man. These are the first voices you should hear. Morning Juice. Your wake-up service.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
All AAA members have at least one thing in common. They know that careful navigation provides peace of mind. Like how it's vitally important to steer clear of cold coffee, stale donuts, and office drama. And how it pays to keep away from sad movies, long lines, and close talkers. But AAA members also know that even the most skilled navigators will experience unpleasant surprises. And that includes mishaps on the road. Batteries refuse to go on living. Potholes and flat tires show up without an invitation. Cars heed the call of the wild and go off-road. The list goes on. That's why they choose to be AAA members in the first place. So mishaps don't mean missing out, and misadventures don't have to ruin a day. With the AAA membership, you can meet life with more peace of mind. Secure in the knowledge that expert roadside assistance is just a tap, click, or call away. Join AAA today.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel, not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Spring is a season full of new life and new opportunities to celebrate. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Anniversaries, new babies, graduations, plus everything in between, discover the perfect gift for every occasion. Visit us at the Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center.
Hi, this is Ron Frost with Ohio Mulch, and we're proud to serve our customers for over 40 years, where our name means a great deal. So now it's time to drop those prices so you can save big. All bulk mulches are now $10 off a yard. I told you, it's time to save. Visit us online at ohiomulch.com.
Are you hangry for Buckeye baseball? Matt Andrews brings you every Big Ten game on our family of fan networks. 1460 AM, the Fan's HD2, and the Fan app. Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Ohio Basement Authority. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com.
Now's the time for a new Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing on a 2024 CR-V. Full Honda inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Save big with low payments or get your new Honda with 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 4/30/24.
Low Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Glow Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Glow Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Get ready for 60s this afternoon for some, others in the upper 50s as sunshine starts to warm things up. Temperatures will make their way back down into the low 40s and mid to upper 30s overnight across the region. Temperatures hit the 70s Friday afternoon, but cloudiness increased throughout the day with rain chances back by Friday evening, and that'll continue with at least some chance into early Saturday. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Sign up at oh.bet365.com. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, Bet365 time.
Yes, sir, because at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5.
All right, I'm going to wrap my bet around the trade that I'm talking about. And you and I both have the same player going, 9. You just have the Bears making the pick and handing him to Caleb. And I'm going to have the Colts coming up and landing an offensive playmaker for Anthony Richardson.
Like it. I like where
they
you're
could
at.
come up and take Bowers, but if Odunze's there, and I can get Bowers at 14-1 to go at pick 9, I think there's a reason that he's being offered that much. Probably not going to happen. So I'm going to take Odunze at 3-1 odds to go number 9 overall.
Okay, before I hit you with my Bet365 pick for today, I mentioned yesterday, sprinkle a little something on Ellie De La Cruz to win the NL MVP. And when I brought it up on the show yesterday, it was 25-1, and after a 3-hit, 3-stolen base night, it is now 16-1. So his momentum is headed in the right way. I'm going to the NBA. We got Cavs in Orlando tonight. I'm going Cavs on the money line at plus 120 on the road to get it done against the Magic and go up 3-1 in that series. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365, the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
So they would go up 3-zip on the Magic.
Yo, baby.
There's desperation. By the way, these home teams that are down 2-0, the Lakers, the Sixers, the Magic. I almost feel like the way the Sixers blew that game.
Both the Lakers and the Sixers.
I would probably pair up the Sixers. I wouldn't do it with the Lakers, but I could be talked into taking the Sixers on the money line with the Cavs.
Okay.
And betting against maybe the Magic won't stave off, the 3-0.
I just don't see where the offense is going to come from the Magic. They've just been a mess on that end offensively.
All right, so we continue. And so I will have the Colts trading up to number 9 to get Odunze. The Jets would then be on the clock at 10. And I feel like this is the time, at least it landed okay with them because Bowers is there. And it feels like everything you want to know about the Jets is that if the big weapons are off the board, all those 3 wide receivers we talked about, which they would be, then it decimates the draft board, and there's really no appeal for any team that might have wanted to trade up at that point. So I think the Jets would still be happy to land an offensive guy for Aaron Rodgers. And so I'm going to go with Bowers over like a Brian Thomas or another receiver. So give me Bowers at 10.
I'm torn here just because of the offensive line. And they did bring in the Jets that I'm talking about. Some veteran offensive linemen this offseason, but it's Smith and some other guys, they've been banged up. So maybe you go offensive line here and make sure you have a rock that can protect Aaron Rodgers. But I ain't doing that. Let's eat some more dessert. I'm with AR. Give me Brock Bowers going to New York, and we're going to pair him up with Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams and get busy.
You got to go all in, right? By the way, number 10 overall pick on Bet365, Brock Bowers.
Makes a lot of
plus
sense.
180. I think I got a sprinkle there as well. All right, so what that means in my scenario, which is different because now at 11, I would have the Chargers picking and you would have the Titans picking.
And now for the Titans, they trade back. A lot of rumors that they want an offensive lineman in my little mini mock, and you get your offensive lineman there at 11.
Fontenot or somebody.
Yeah, and you got extra draft capital later.
So, same thing. I go offensive line for the Chargers.
Yep.
So why don't we give ourselves a break there and just say position, O-line, Chargers and Titans.
Yep.
Denver at 12.
This is where I have Mr. J.J. McCarthy coming off the board. Going to link up with Sean Payton, competing with Zach Wilson and Jared Stidham.
Because that means the Vikes and the Giants wouldn't get him, and they've been the two teams that have been linked to him the most.
Yep. So I got J.J. McCarthy at 12 going to Denver.
We don't have an edge guy off. Do we have Dallas Turner off the board yet?
Not in our little mini mock.
Well, I could see Denver going there.
Well, I just real quick, because Falcons, I just had a pass rusher. So maybe in my scenario, that would be Dallas Turner.
Yeah, we both did. You're right. All right. So the Broncos got Zach Wilson on Monday. We know from Shefty that means nothing.
Right.
It means less than nothing, really. But after all these quarterbacks were taken with the top 3 picks, we know Denver probably was either approached the Cardinals or they approached them about trading up to 4. Maybe it didn't happen. So now what do? They actually take Bo Nix in my equation. Do they like him more than Penix? I don't think they want to risk too much. I talked a couple weeks ago about Bo Nix could be the poor man's Drew Brees. It kind of fits Payton. So I'll go Bo Nix there at 12.
Okay. Last one for me, the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm not taking Bo Nix here.
I know who you're taking.
Ooh, who do you think I'm taking?
Oh, wait a minute. No, he's off the board for you. I had Penix in my mind.
Yeah, he's long.
He's already off the board.
He went top 10. He's in the 7th pick in my mini mock.
And he went to my Vikes?
Yes.
It'd be classic that we would take the feast or famine quarterback. The guy that can sling it everywhere, but you're holding your breath on every snap.
Oh, man. At 13, we got Devontae Adams out there. Yeah, I got Gardner Minshew. Look pretty good with the Colts. I'm going Brian Thomas Jr. I'm getting a young stud who I think is going to be really good. Neighbors is getting all the spotlight for the LSU guys, but Brian Thomas Jr. was getting busy last year at Baton Rouge. I'm pairing him with Devontae Adams. We need firepower in this division to go up against the Chiefs. We got Harbaugh in this thing now. Give me Brian Thomas Jr. at 13 with the Raiders.
All right, I'm going to take the corner out of Bama, Arnold. I like him. I think they could consider O-line here because it's so deep. I think the Arnold call, to me, the Raiders love corners. He's arguably probably the best player available that we haven't talked about. So, and I guess he really is close with Antonio Pierce. I think that appears to be fairly genuine. It's another position of need for them. So I'll take the corner from Bama at 13.
Okay.
All right. We'll grade it at some point. If I can go 50%, I think that'd be high.
Yeah.
Well, we get the 3 gifts right out of the gate.
I think really, we have 2 gifts out of the gate.
Not Drake May at 3?
I don't know what the Pats are doing, AR.
I mean, if all we got to do is get 7 correct to go over 50%, and we get, I'm just going to say the first 3 gifts, then all we need to get is we just need to go 4 for the next 10 or whatever it is.
We won't even be close. You know how this works.
We can't go over.
No, we're not going over.
We're obviously getting over. If you don't include Caleb and Jaden, then you're right. We could go over.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the chances that we only got the 2 gifts right? The 2 gimme putts.
I won a whole bunch of trades, but knowing our luck as fans, it'll probably be as is, status quo.
They say that this draft could be either really boring or really exciting up top, but they expect more movement later. Even.
Okay.
But their teams are so desperate for a quarterback. I don't know how.
I want my team to move up, so I don't have to stay up all night.
Where are you picking?
30th.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're too good, Matty. You got to pick down there. Sorry.
Get on with it.
Did you hear that, CB? He wants his team to move up. Well, maybe he can get you moved up the old-fashioned way by losing. Look. All right, guess what? It's a Gold Jacket Thursday. Dr. Doom on the program next from Ken. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Hey friends, Beamer and Carp here from Morning Juice. This NBA playoffs, our very good friends over at FanDuel are giving all customers not one, but two chances to bring home a big win, and you're not even going to need your towels with a no-sweat same-game parlay every single weekend of the NBA playoffs. Just place a same-game parlay or an SGP on any playoff matchup, and you're going to get bonus bets back if you don't win. Bob, it's the best. You can bet on everything from rebounds, assists, three-pointers, first basket scores. You can combine all of that for your chance at a bigger payday.
Oh, you're leaning on that Cavs Magic series and figure out what you like. All in there, Beam. It's all available for you. Just go to FanDuel.com/juice and shoot your shot on America's #1 sports book. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 older and present in Ohio. Minimum 3-leg parlay required. Refund issue is now withdrawable bonus bets. They expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand. Listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
All AAA members know that careful navigation provides peace of mind, but they also know that even the most skilled navigators experience mishaps on the road. That's why you should join AAA. So expert roadside assistance is just a tap, click, or call away.
New 2024, up to 72 months Aria, up to 36 months Murano, and Rogue. Ends 4/30/24.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But that's not all. Reichert Nissan also has 0% financing on Murano and Rogue 2. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Credit. Residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
Tyler from Wendy's here. The best part of Wendy's Cinnabon Pull-Apart is every part, especially if you get it with a small coffee or soft drink for just $5. Get to Wendy's for a Cinnabon Pull-Apart today.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary. Cinnabon is a registered trademark of Cinnabon Franchise or SPT, LLC.
This is the sound of a well-tuned air conditioner ready for summer. This is the sound of an air conditioner that was not tuned up by Apex Pros.
Excuse me, I represent the Don't Make Stuff Up on the Radio Association.
I'm kind of doing something here.
That sound of a not tuned up air conditioner?
Oh, you mean this?
You made that up.
Well, it's a dramatization. See, most air conditioner troubles can be prevented with a simple tune-up before summer by Apex Pros. The pros who knows.
And that.
The pros who knows.
You can't say sentences like that.
Hey, look, it's just our cute way of saying
cute. That cute bear. Does a bear tune up my AC?
What? No, it's people. I mean, a person, a guy, maybe a gal.
Making stuff up.
An Apex tune-up helps your AC last longer, lowers your energy bills, and prevents this.
You did it again.
Man, you're a real hothead. Sit under this air conditioning.
What air conditioning? I don't hear any...
See? Schedule a tune-up at ApexPros.com.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear. No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Ohio Mulch Landscape Supply.
Hi, this is Ron Frost with Ohio Mulch, and here's to Ohio Mulch celebrating 40 years of making the community a greener and more beautiful place, one garden at a time. Don't miss out on the opportunities to elevate your outdoor space and to be part of a journey towards the next 40 successful years. Check out our promotions online at OhioMulch.com.
Ohio Mulch Landscape Supply. Greener, greener, better.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
They're Live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, welcome back into Rothman and Ice. Another Gold Jacket Thursday, and man, do we have a beauty. Affectionately known as Dr. Doom, played those 10 years with the Houston Oilers. Love you, Blue. And boy, he waited a long time, but it had to be worth the wait. Robert Brazile is with us. The doctor is back in the house. Good to have you.
Well, I'm so glad to be back at home, man. It's feels so good. Had a wonderful time this morning. I visited two of my favorite places, the school and the old folks' home. So, guys, let's get it on. Let's have a great time today.
Class of 2018. You didn't hit anybody at that nursing home, did you, Robert?
No, I want to cry a couple of times. I wanted to take this one little sweet lady home with me. She hadn't stood up in a week, but when she got there, she said, I got to stand up just to see how tall you is, young man.
I'll tell you, that's outstanding. This residency program has to be something that is almost a dream come true, just like getting in the Hall of Fame, because you get to relive a lot of your career and at a place that's so amazing up there in Canton. You waited 34 years to get that knock and that call. Tell me, did you ever think you were going, after a certain amount of time, did you think that maybe it wouldn't come?
No, I always thought I was going to end up one day, but the thing I was worried about is my parents. Both of my parents are still living, and they're at 92 this morning. So I was so worried that they wouldn't be able to witness it. But the wait was magnificent. It had a great time. Now I can enjoy it more because everybody's going to enjoy it. When I brought them up here, my mom cried because I was coming up here this weekend without her. She still thinks it's her Hall of Fame. It's her bus in the building, and she wanted to check on it every day. So, no, it was right on time for me.
That's awesome. Robert, let's go to the nickname. Dr. Doom is incredible. Hit us with the story of how you became Dr. Doom.
Now, you guys, I don't know how old you guys are, but remember the college all-star game?
Sure.
The college all-star game was played in Chicago. And this was the college all-star, the best of the college all-stars, played the Super Bowl champion. So we was going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers that year. So here we are practicing every day. We got our Howard Cosell and his crew there. And Richard Wood, which was the linebacker for SC that year, had a nickname named Batman. So he can look in the newspaper and say, Robert, we got to find you a nickname. So he looks in there and finds Dr. Doom, a cartoon character. And I look at him and say, I don't want to be no cartoon character. So Howard listened to us going back and forth about this, saying, Robert, you need to consider that name because I believe it fits you. You take that Doom part, D-O-O-M, and just say it. I said, Doom. What does that mean, Howard? He said, death on offensive men. Don't that fit you? I said, Rich, I take that nickname. So it's been there and it's here today.
Oh, it's out. Hey, listen, anything that Howard Cosell would say probably sounded pretty good. Dr. Doom is with us. Robert Brazile, Hall of Fame class of 2018, linebacker of the Houston Oilers. But I go back a little farther, Robert, and to Jackson State and the Tigers and all those future NFLers. Sweetness, Willie Richardson, Slater, Barney, to name a few. What was going on down there at Jackson State? What a squad. And you guys were producing NFL talent like nobody else. That had to be surreal almost.
Well, you got to give credit where credit due. You know, Dion got a whole lot of credit by coming back to Jackson State and turning out because he was a professional football player and he brought some professional coaches in. When I walked on at Jackson State, that's what I walked on to. Bob Hill had played in the NFL, my head coach. My linebacker coach had played there. My defensive line coach had played in the NFL. And we had so much raw talent. I had to find a place to play. I mean, luckily, the linebackers got hurt in the opening season, my rookie year. I never probably would hit the field because there was that much depth and talent there. I contributed all of that to the coaching staff we had and the taste of talent that we had on the field.
Robert, take us inside your rookie year. You get into the NFL, you win Rookie of the Year right away. Just how were you able to have success right out of college? Take us inside that season.
You have to understand, I played in the sweat. And when we got to practice, I'm going to tell you something. My first day of practice with Vaughn Phillip, Vaughn came up and spoke to the team and said, guys, this is what practice is going to go like today. He said, we're going to have 40 plays on offense and only 35 plays on defense, then we can go home. I said, Coach, I can't get in shape like that. I'm used to working for 3 to 4 hours of football, and I was really prepared for the game because of the things I went through at Jackson State. We outworked everybody in the sweat. That's what made us all be so successful. We all came in shape and ready to play and to produce.
Robert Brazile with us, Dr. Doom, Houston Oilers. Back in the day, he was the first-round draft pick, 6th overall by the Oilers back in 1975. 147 straight games played. That sounds like a lot to me. Was that streak ever close to being broken? Did you ever go into a week saying, you know what, I may not be able to go?
No, I had to go. I promised myself I had to go. If it wasn't broken, you got to tape it up, and I got to go.
Wow. So you started 7 playoff games. I've asked this to Hall of Famers before, and I know it's going to be a tough question for you to answer, but in your dreams, was winning a Super Bowl more important than getting to the Hall, or is just the way it played out? I understand, but when you think about your career, would you have given one for the other?
No. It's a team effort, and I still hold my not going to the Super Bowl responsible on me. I put that on my shoulders. We had the same opportunity like all the other teams in the NFL. We did not play the type of football against Pittsburgh to get in the Super Bowl. We played Pittsburgh and beat them year to year. If we share win in Houston, they'll beat us in Pittsburgh, or we win in Pittsburgh, they'll beat us in Houston. But on that given day, that AFC playoff game, sure Mike Renfro was in. Sure that was a bad call. But we still had 3.5 more quarters to play football, and we did not play Super Bowl football. So I hold myself responsible for that. And when it was time, I did not leave everything in my players and my last play on the field to get to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to give Pittsburgh the credit. They outplayed us, and they won more games than we need to, and then that's their year.
Robert, you were so good at getting after the quarterback. Take us inside of, maybe some skills as to what you think it takes to become a good linebacker or pass rusher at that level.
Well, you got to know that it's all about numbers. It's all about seconds. It's all about this. I wanted every quarterback to know he got 2.5 seconds. After that half second, he got to know where Robert Brazile at, or he's going to be either on your back or disturbing the whole offensive play. And that was my mentality. Be good in 2.5 seconds. Get to the quarterback. Don't give him time to do what he can do best. Don't let that running back get to what Franco was in. Franco, I can see Franco now whining. I said, no, Franco is going to be like this all day. I'm going to be on you. And they're trying to get to him sometimes. Rocket blind there. Now, Rocket slowed me down a bunch. You got to get credit what credit due. Rocket and I felt like men. And sometimes I didn't get that 2.5 seconds. 10.5 chance to get that pass off. But the next 2.5 seconds, I was there. And closing, you got to be able to close the show, Jay. If you don't close the show, you won't win the game. The last play is important in the first play.
No doubt. I urge people to go back and listen and watch Robert Brazile's acceptance speech to the Hall of Fame. It's a beauty with his parents there with him and his extended family. And he is part of the residency program. You can meet and greet Robert at the Hall of Fame this Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. He's going to be the greeter. He'll be there, and he'll be on campus, as they say, back home in Canton. I'll ask you one more thing. The Tyler Rose or Sweetness, Earl Campbell or Walter Payton. They were both incredible. Was there any running back that you looked at? I know you just mentioned Franco and Rocky Bleier, but was there any other running backs in the league that you every week said you got a little more jacked up for, a little more motivated to say he's not running on us today?
I tell people this story all the time. I slept with the best 2 running backs in the NFL. Now, let's get this right, guys. In different beds. They was my roommates. Walter was my roommate at Jackson State, and Earl was my roommate at the Houston Oilers. These was probably the best 2 running backs. But in practice, they kept my game sharp, and I kept that game sharp. They wanted to be the best, and I wanted them to be the best. I did not take them for granted. Every play, I had to tune up my game and try to outdo them, because if they can outdo me, I ain't got to worry about the rest of the linebackers, because I'm going to give them the best pitch in the world.
Yeah. He was Dr. Doom, Houston Oilers, Hall of Fame class of 2018, first-round draft pick, 6th overall in 75, and one of the best to ever do it, one of the fiercest linebackers the game has ever produced. He waited 34 years. He's back home again. You can see him and greet him at the Hall this Saturday. Dr. Doom, it was an absolute pleasure. Keep being you, and we wish you good health and happiness as you keep going through this life.
Amen. Thank you, and I want everybody to come out Saturday, because this is a great program. If y'all would have witnessed what I witnessed today, you'll see why this resident program is such a nice thing for all of us to do as Hall of Fame. And I can't wait to see y'all on Saturday. Come out, guys.
All right. Love you, Blue. Keep shouting, my man, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
You got it. Robert Brazile, Houston Oilers Hall of Famer. From hitting quarterbacks to hugging quarterbacks up there in Canton. All right, we come back and we tell the truth next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Now's the time for a new Honda. Save thousands with 2.9% financing on a 2024 CR-V. Full Honda inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Save big with low payments or get your new Honda with 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 4/30/24.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $9.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $9.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great for a limited time at participating salons.
The $9.99 Great Haircut Sale runs April 24th through April 27th.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Valvoline Advanced can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $35.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If it feels like we've been talking about the NFL draft forever, it's because we have. But the wait is finally over. Join Timmy Hall and Tyvis Powell as we kick off live coverage Thursday night at 7. Your radio home for the NFL, The Fan.
This is the call of the crave. So follow it to White Castle for our new $5 bacon bundle. Pick 2 hickory smoked bacon sliders and a small fry for just $5. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not a rate based on Terry who keeps and makes the car behind them. Oh no, they're about to. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar, whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line.
Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us today during the Jeep Celebration event, where right now, well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2024 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4 for $369 a month for 42 months with $3,945 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Chrysler Capital. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all lessees will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by April 30th, 2024. Jeep is a registered trademark.
This is NASCAR driver Tony Breidinger, inviting you to make a pit stop at Raising Cane's for my favorite craveable chicken fingers. Turbocharge your order and get it even faster when you order online or with the Raising Cane's app. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. Raising Cane's is not affiliated with NASCAR.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, CB, take us home.
All right, so around here, we seemingly love to make trade scenarios where it gets Justin Jefferson to those Cincinnati Bengals to pair up with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. I saw it from Kurt Benkert. He's a former Virginia Cavalier and looks like Green Bay Packer in his time when he played in the NFL. He threw out a scenario last night where he threw out the T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson, and the pick number 18 tonight to those Vikings for Justin Jefferson.
Oh.
I don't know how realistic it is, but if you were in either chair, let's put you in the Vikings chair. If you were the Vikings GM, would you take this trade?
You know, I think Maddie and I have talked about crazy scenarios like this, and we both come to this agreement. We would answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't not take the call. But the problem is then I'd have 11, 18, and 23. I'd have to pay Higgins. I'd lose JJ. I'd have to worry about Trey's going to want to retire in a few years again. It's just the talent that Jefferson is. I'd be handing him a brand new quarterback this year to pair him with, hopefully have a future with.
If
I would not do it. I would not do it. I would be very tempted. I don't even know what it would take for me to do it because Higgins is not Jefferson.
No.
And so what am I getting other than that 18th pick? I am replacing JJ with a proven talent, but
really
not
good.
him. But then what am I doing at 18 that puts this over the top?
You're packaging up 2 of these first-round picks to go get J.J. McCarthy or Drake May. So you could come out of this
I can
thing.
already get JJ.
Yeah, but I'm also giving you Higgins and Trey Hendrickson, one of the best pass rushers in the sport. So if I'm Minnesota, this would be very tempting. Very, very
This actually
tempting.
gets that crazy thing done.
It
may
may
been talking about.
It may be a hair heavy in what the Bengals are giving up in this.
I also think it'd be a horrible PR move for the Vikes. And I'm not saying they're in it for PR. That franchise, that fan base is going nowhere. They're sticking with them. We've done it forever. They'll continue to do it.
Yeah.
But you trade perhaps the best talent in NFL at this age when you're about to then pair him with a new quarterback. I don't know if Higgins would soften that blow with Viking fans. I think it'd be tough. And you do have to think a little bit like that.
You do. There's no question you do. It's not a dramatic fall off in production. I wouldn't think, because we haven't seen T. Higgins be the guy in an offense for an entire year, too. So on the other side of that is, I think, what could be a very good wide receiver one with Addison, who you have in place, and Hawkinson and Aaron Jones. And I'm like, and we get an extra first-round pick, and you lose Daniil Hunter and replace him with Trey Hendrickson? I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. And they say, I mean, the Vikings, if you want to believe them, we're not looking to rebuild, but you punt your best player. I know you're getting.
I heard Dan Orlovsky say you may have to pay Justin Jefferson $100 million guaranteed in his next contract, and I can't argue with that.
But we are gonna have to pay Higgins.
No, I know what I'm saying.
Him.
Like just right now, even zooming out from this trade, $100 million guarantee for Justin Jefferson.
Right. Listen, all this guaranteed money for guys that can get injured on every play. I know it's the price of doing business. It will turn your stomach. Not for them. Mm-hmm. They probably deserve it because they're taking all the risk.
Yeah.
But as a business,
I mean, just after Justin Jefferson sat back and watched Amon-Ra get, 70-something million guaranteed yesterday? Justin Jefferson's worth at least 85 guaranteed at signing? Maybe even 90.
I don't know. You got a generational weapon in Jefferson. It's tough to punt on him, even though you'd be replenishing him, like you said. I'd take the call, and then I'd somehow wriggle out of it, I think. Say no.
Why you always lying?
All right, the Daily Fan Poll is sponsored by ER Auto Care, masters of our craft. The question is, what is your favorite part of the NFL draft? Is it your hope for your favorite team, the trades, the players' outfits, or last, I don't watch the draft, which I all know between the three of us is not the answer.
Some may say the arm candy for some of the players. Depending on who you ask, CB. Me personally, I'm going to go with trades. I love when we get the logo switch. Like when you come back from break and there's a new team picking at 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. So give me trades.
Yeah, I mean, it's borderline for me with my team on the clock and the trades, but that's what gets you on the edge of the couch when there's a trade. Yeah. He's right.
The truth shall set you free.
If you missed Ian Cummings talking NFL draft, Solomon Wilcots talking the latest news on the Bengals and a little draft questions with him. And then we just got done talking to the Hall of Famer, Robert Brazile. Wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Those interviews and a lot more will be waiting for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Rothman and Ice podcast as well. And fire us up on the fan app as well.
Two things that would very much surprise me tonight. If the Vikings don't trade up, and if Dallas actually takes a quarterback with their first pick at 24.
You talk about drama.
I'd root for that.
Oh, man, the drama would be crazy if they did that.
All right. We'll be locked in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great rest of the afternoon. Conman and T-Bone up next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Death, taxes, and beating Michigan every damn year. This is your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is a Fan Action Update.
Happy Draft Day. This Action Update is brought to you by Tipico. Bet and win the quarterbacks will go is always a fun draft rock. Caleb Williams will go to the Bears at 1. Odds are minus 20,000. Jaden Daniels is minus 1,000 to be the number 2 pick. Drake May is minus 240 to go 3rd overall. Then J.J. McCarthy is minus 230 to be a top 5 pick. Then it gets interesting. Bo Nix and Michael Penix both over under draft pick number 32.5 for your Tipico Action Update. I'm Scotty Vegas.
This Friday and Saturday only, get a $10 coupon when you spend $100 or more in store. Coupon printed at checkout. Start redeeming next week. Fresh items are delivered daily, and there's easy pickup and delivery. Plus, pay the same low Meijer price and save even more with M-Perks when you shop in-store, online, and with every qualifying prescription filled at the Meijer Pharmacy. With so much under one roof, Meijer is the first and only stop you'll need. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest the your cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Self-care alert, new Tropic Bowls are here. Try one of our 4 flavors like our new acai bowl. Your vacay is a Tropic Bowl away.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Attention all business owners, medical practice owners, and taxpayers with complex tax returns. If you're not getting timely, useful financial advice throughout the year from your accountant, you're leaving money on the table. Call my guy, Brad Hennebert, at Premier Tax CPAs. Here's Brad with more.
I'm CPA Brad Hennebert from Premier Tax CPAs, and the true value of using a CPA is getting guidance throughout the year, not just at tax time. During the year, we can actively advise you on your financial, tax planning, and other major business decisions, just like an outside CFO. Too often, when you see your accountant only at tax time, we're really only keeping score of what you did last year. At Premier Tax CPAs, we like to have monthly consultations with our business clients because important financial information is only useful if it's timely. At Premier Tax CPAs, we're a firm that can work with you and your business throughout the year to help you make decisions before it's too late. Give us a call at Premier Tax CPAs, 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Springtime is car time at Lindsay Honda.
Every Honda model, color, and trim you could imagine, find it at Lindsay Honda.
This April, 0% up to 48 months on all new Hondas.
Want to get into a new car and lower your payment?
Payments from $259 on new Honda Civics and huge cash savings on purchases like a brand new Honda CR-V with $3,000 off. Spring into saving with Lindsay.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
Since 1950, Sears Heating and Cooling has been your Central Ohio HVAC expert. Founded by Johnny Sears when gas was just 27 cents a gallon, we're still at the top of our game with thousands of perfect customer reviews. Let Sears Heating and Cooling ensure your AC unit is ready to battle the summer heat ahead. Schedule your AC maintenance today and spring new life into your existing AC unit. From U8 to the Ville, enjoy the local pricing advantage of doing business with your neighbors at Sears. SearsHeatingCooling.com.